Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast. We'll be bringing raw and unfiltered energy for each movie and TV show that we will be reviewing. Just think of it as turning your movie group chat into a podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
I am Jason. And man, per usual, I got some house rules I want to run through with you. So let's get started. One, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't watched it, please stop, go check it out, and then come listen to this review. Number two, please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, let your church members know, let your family know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though podcast. Number three, have fun. We just kicking shit, having fun with my friends. That's what we do. And last but not least, this is not a kid-friendly podcast. So if you're watching with your kids, that's something on you that has nothing to do with us. Let's get to this review. That one did, though. That's what I'm saying. Missing actually did have a story, right? You think so, James?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was entertaining, but then to come to find out it was her daddy the whole time. I'm like, what? This nigga? Wasn't it? Yeah.
That's how
spoiler alert.
Ain't it? You just dropped a spoiler like a motherfucker. Just
it was real casual, like crazy. My bad.
Hey, Chris, why you still got one more thing on the screen? Pause. You got one more.
Hold on, let me close it off. I don't know why my laptop does not like Zoom. So
there we go. Welcome.
Is it all off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look like he's like, yo, I got the feds looking for me, but I need to make sure I'm on the show.
Yeah, nah, he like Thomas Jones, the running back over there.
Why you say that?
The NFL version didn't look like the movie version. Them two niggas are like two different people.
He look like that nigga Kai. Is that how you say his name?
Kai said it.
With no locks. We got a celebrity on the show today for episode 116. AlienRomulus. Yes, we're going to dive into this franchise, but we had to bring some of our guys for this review. But first and foremost, this is your girl Jazz with my brother Jason.
How y'all doing?
Yes, we are here. I'm like, I forgot to introduce us, but we got an intro. We here. This is going to be fun. But we had to bring our homies that has helped us discuss this franchise. I'm going to start with you, Chris. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just trying to get myself combobulated. I was a little discombobulated, but I'm straight now. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And we have Ivy returning because he joined us for our Deadpool and Wolverine for episode 114. Wasn't that what it was, Jason? Hell no, it probably was 113. It don't matter.
I think it was 112 because it was Peaches and Cream.
That's right, because you dropped that fire bar. My bad. I slept on that. I apologize.
Fire.
But
right.
Yeah, Ivy. You know, we're gonna support it,
No.
But he said no. But Ivy, let the people know. You go ahead and plug your stuff.
What's good, y'all? What's good? What I don't plug no more. I ain't got no podcast.
All right, well.
I'm just here to talk with the homies. I am exhausted. I ain't had no sleep.
Don't talk about sleep. Because
I ain't sleep Tuesday night. I ain't sleep last night.
And we be recording late because of Ivy. But we all here.
Man.
Yeah. But yes. Episode 116, AlienRomulus. If you have not seen this movie, of course, this is their spoiler alert because we will be discussing it. But also, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. We're going to get into it. Gentlemen, I am going to start with Chris first with this. Going into this Alien movie, we see that it was written and directed by Fadid Alvarez. Of course, Evil Dead, he did that, dropped in 2013. And he also did Don't Breathe, that dropped in 2016. Chris, what did you think about what he brought to the Alien franchise without going into too many strict details?
First off, can y'all hear me? I put headphones in. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Okay, this is better. To be honest with you, I actually didn't know that he was attached to it until after I saw the movie. I don't really look up directors unless it's like a film like Oppenheimer, to where like Christopher Nolan's name was attached. But yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that he was a part of this till after.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Ivy, what about you? Did you know ahead of time?
I love I not I'm not necessarily feel away about Fede Alvarez. Um I enjoy his work. I confuse him with somebody else all the time. I do not know who I confuse him with for the life of me. But I was not as high as on the Evil Dead as other people were. I think I like Evil Dead Rise more, but seeing what he did with that and was like, hey, that had a great positive reception. Plus, Don't Breathe, crazily shocking. Yeah, once I saw he was attached to it, I have this thing where I don't watch trailers because trailers give away too much of a movie, and I miss the element of being surprised. So I tend to, if I catch wind of a movie coming out and I see who's attached to it, then I kind of make my decision from there if I'm going to watch it or not, or if I just love the franchise. And Alien's just one of those. So seeing his name attached to it, I was like, cool, let's do it.
Okay. That's dope. That's funny because I think Chris, you also try to avoid trailers as well. And then at the beginning of this trailer, I couldn't avoid Aliens Romulus trailer because like I would just say, I'm a big fan of the franchise. We got a big fan of the franchises on this episode, but we also have, and I'm probably gonna say this prematurely, but a newcomer to the franchise because his past episodes, Jason did mention that he had never seen any of these movies before. So Jason finally was able to binge the franchise before seeing this movie. Jason, my brother, how did you, with your, actually, you know what? Let me know your experience with watching this binging this franchise because I believe you were able to go through a variety of films in a matter of 72 hours.
I went through them pretty fast. Rewatched some of them to make sure I seen what I thought I seen. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised and how good it was, and how many movies have come since and have borrowed, taken, stolen, or had a variation of Ripley in their stories. But it was a fun ride. Even the ones that weren't so good. I mean, I think there's in A versus AVP part two. I mean, I think that third act is one of the best in the franchise to me. Because I was just like, and it was expected, but I was like, I didn't think they was really gonna do it though. Like I was like, damn, and like everything just get fucked up. And they kind of explores why they in space and stuff like that, even though it's not canon. But it was fun. It was a fun ride.
Okay. Ivy, you seem like you wanted to say something when Jason was speaking. Your reaction on your face, seemed like I guess an extra mouth was about to come out. Were you about to say something?
I have no words. We'll get there when we get there.
We're choosing a high road today.
We gonna get there when we get there because when it's time, it's time.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Let's get it.
Because I could talk because you're talking about the whole franchise. I can go for 45 minutes alone.
We ain't got that.
Just on AVPR. Just on that one movie. Just on that one movie.
No, we got the gas on.
But how this movie opened up, it was definitely different from the other films. Chris, you are familiar with the franchise. Did you, like, when this movie started, we see that they're on one of the planets and it's pretty fucked up. What did you think about our characters? Because obviously when it comes to aliens, we don't really have a large cast outside of Aliens 2 and anybody that had soldiers and shit. But we had like 5, 6 main characters. What did you think about them in this opening scene before they went to space?
I would say so. Initially, not even trying to be funny, but David Johnson, who played Andy. At first, I thought the character was autistic, and I'm not saying that trying to be funny at all. Just like the way I think that speaks to his acting.
He's autistic coded. They designed him to be autistic.
So then I felt like that was great acting then. Because initially I thought he was actually going to be like explicitly like actually autistic, but I could see like the coding. So he did a great job. So I'll start there. Rain, I didn't really have any too strong opinions about her like early on because she was just like, okay, she's going to be the main girl. The one dude, I think his name was Bajourn. I mean, he was an asshole. Those are probably the biggest things that stuck out to me in terms of the characters. The other ones, they were kind of there. in the beginning. Like they didn't really do, I mean, they were there. I feel like as the movie progressed, I think I started to form stronger opinions. But I think just like with David and with Bjorn, I think those are the two standouts. And I guess like the main dude, I can't remember his name, but the tall dude, he seemed like he was a pretty decent guy. The guy, they seemed like
Tyler.
Rain. Todd, thank you.
Yeah.
I guess they seemed like they had like maybe like a relationship. He seemed like a decent guy. So those were my initial thoughts.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Jason, I want to ask you. We got our first Black artificial person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, when I was going into this movie, I did not even think that he was going to be an artificial person. That's what they prefer to be called, not humanoids or anything
That
like that.
Negro is an android.
Well, he said artificial person, which is also a callback to Aliens 2, because Bishop said the same thing. This movie had a lot of Easter eggs. Yes.
Ash,
But
bitch ass.
yeah, well, his name wasn't Ash.
I feel a way about that, but we will get there when we get there.
You and a lot of people on my timeline.
We'll get to Jason
I hope
first.
y'all get a hug.
It's a thing about why, but get to Jason first.
Jason, what do you think about our first Black artificial person?
I enjoyed it. When the movie, I never watched the trailer, so I didn't know. I literally went into this movie blind, no trailers. I seen the pictures, but outside of that, I didn't know. But when I seen it, I said, "Oh shit, it's gonna be double if we get our first Black android." And then we get the reveal after he gets jumped by the kids in their area, which I love that reveal as to why they really didn't like the artificial people in the area as well. So it kind of made sense as to why people were so harsh to him. We're trying to, I guess, get into the Bjorn character as well.
Yeah, we got later on in the film, we learn why he hated Andy so much. And I mean, I get it, because when Ripley saw, because she had to deal with Ash, that snapped out on her in Alien 1 and then in Aliens 2, which is why she was reacted to Bishop the way that she did when she saw him. So I kind of like how they kind of circled back on that. But Ivy, with their reasoning to go out to this Wayland space station, would you have taken that risk?
Yeah. With these. That place looks very shitty. And just with me watching it as a whole, like that place essentially is a death sentence. One, you're depriving humans of sunlight. So that's already one bad thing. What likely was what happened here that maybe this is just me reading too much into it because I ponder on movies a lot. That's why I don't really just talk about it on TL or don't say anything. It's very likely that it's a weird version of indentured servitude because when she got her hours done, it's you had to collect, you have this much left. Realistically, that's probably what her parents had left over when her parents died a few years prior. So you're having to collect all that time left. You're essentially going to be there forever. You're likely to die for some bullshit disease or an alien attack that they're going to cover up. Like, yes, I'm risking it 9 times out of 10 to live where? In hell? No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it with ease, and I think I like that because they kind of in every alien movie, not logically, there's a plotted reason for them to be where they are, and it makes sense. But you also could say, hey, we don't need to be here. We don't need to actually do this. I think Alien Covenant is probably like the one that pisses people off the most. But I was like, hey, like from a standpoint from a colony standpoint,
the one before it pissed me off the most.
Prometheus?
Yes.
No, Prometheus, yeah.
Shaw is the worst. Never mind. You got it.
But with the Covenant, it's because I would say logically it makes sense because they're looking for a habitable planet. There's that fucking storm that happens. They're not able to really get to the one they want to go to. The one that's right there its life readings are better. Yeah, you don't know shit about it, but its life readings are better. You can say it's dumb, sure. But you added stakes to this one. It's like they wanted and needed to get off this planet. So in order for them to do that, we just need this. And I think they did a better job than the most recent movies because I said the one thing that you're going to do, I mentioned this, I think, a few days ago, is the hardest part. Dealing with a franchise that's essentially 45 years old is this. When you have a threat like the veil is off our like the veil is already gone. We know what the threat is. We know it's going to happen, but you have to kind of make it still exciting and make it tense to an audience that we know it's going to happen, but the characters don't. So how do you get us equally invested? Be like, yeah, that makes sense. This is probably the most logical way you can make. Hey, yeah, that makes sense.
So let me piggyback off of that, because when you said we see these movies and we pretty much kind of know how it's going to play out, but I want to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
And I would say personally, from seeing people's comments, a lot of their issue was, oh, I knew what was going to happen. What was going to happen was predictable. And I'm just
It's a
like,
scary movie. I can say that about any scary movie.
It's an alien movie, though. We know there's going to be one strong female that survives or semi-survives, and maybe one other person survives with her, but everybody else is going to die.
Yeah,
going into this movie, I could already see all of them are going to die. So it's just like, I just feel like
it's very nitpicky though, because we can do that with any franchise, really. We can do that with Scream, we can do that with Halloween, we can do that with Predator, we can do that with anything.
Do that with Scream.
No, I mean, you can. No, it's a formula.
It's a formula. Like, they have a legit formula. The only movie that kind of deviated the formula was the last one. That's the one that said, "Okay, you got me." Every other one, they have not got me worth a damn. I'm like, "Okay, you got me." Every other, you kind of figure it out. But that's what the point is. If you kind of mad about a formula, don't watch a scary movie. Especially don't watch a movie that's slasher coded. Alien is very slasher coded.
It is.
So,
but my thing, when people say stuff like that, I just wonder if they're fans of horror, because on some level, there's like nothing new under the sun. So like saying something has a formula, I know like Scream is like your favorite jazz. I'm not saying that as like a slight, because to some degree, there are blueprints that everything follows, not even just like with movies, even with music. Like you could see like influences. So that's not a slight. It's just like some things like a final girl, or that there's going to be a chase scene, or there's just some things that So calling it predictable is just, I agree with Ivy. That's OD nitpicky. I mean, I guess like I would only say it was predictable if it straight up copied a film, or if it like relied on stereotypes. But that wasn't my. And in fact, I've seen people more upset about the fan service than any sort of predictability.
Truthfully, yeah. And one thing, I think of this one quote a lot when I think of people talk about predictability, or I know who's going to die, or I know what this is. I think of a quote in interview with Alfred Hitchcock where he talks about this idea of there being, I want to say it's a bomb on a train. It's revealed to the audience early on that there is a bomb on a train. And it's going to blow up here. You know it as an audience. The protagonist, it does not. It does not change the fact that bomb is going to blow up. But you're invested into, are they going to figure it out, and are they going to stop it? That's how you build true tension and suspense. Is using that, using what you're giving the audience and what the characters don't know, and building on top of that. And they did it effectively. And I said, yes, this makes a lot of sense. When we see the face huggers, you think Andy knows what the fuck that is? No. He saw it. He doesn't know what that shit is.
I think a little bit. Like when he downloaded LimeWire,
but this before he downloaded
reflexes.
But this before he downloaded the shit. Before, this is when he's still walking funny and stuttering. Like, this is before he downloaded the shit for real.
Oh, but I think when he was over there looking.
Yes, because that's when they were still locked in. Like, he hadn't downloaded the shit yet. He's just looking like he don't know what the shit is. But we see, we're like, oh no, they're fucked. That's the bomb. We know, like, hey, why'd you take the cryo tank out? They need it. They need to say, fuck it, let's get it now while we wait. We're seeing it heat up. We're like, oh, they're done. That's the bomb. That's the bomb right there. We're like, are they gonna get out of it? Yes. I mean, I saw the fucking poster. I know who gets hit. Who gets hit.
So I think this movie did a great job with the misdirect, because I was like, oh, one of them about to get some shit on their face. Like,
you thought it was gonna be the one who had the dick all in his mouth.
I mean, he deep throat. Yeah, no, it was hitting the lip.
One thing we're gonna talk about. Everybody's like, man, it's a freaky movie. I said, yeah, the whole movie, the whole franchise has sexual undertones. By the way, there's a lot of sexual. No, the newborn was supposed to have a vagina on it. It was supposed to have a vagina on it. The eggs, the opening was supposed to look like vagina lips.
Oh,
it was supposed to initially look like that, but they're like, no, we're not going to get the rating we need. Change that.
I get that.
And can I go ahead and answer this one question y'all gonna ask? Because
Well, I was about to ask Jason a question because I haven't heard from Jason.
Oh, my bad.
But
Okay.
Jason, which was there a scene in this movie that had you at the edge of your seats? Let me first ask that. And then if there was, what scene was it?
Edge of my seat. I feel like it was one thing that did make me jump. I was like, damn, hold on. What the? If anything, it probably was the her finally using the gun and then them doing the little moon between the acid blood. I really enjoyed that scene. I that was really inventive in how they did that. And she was a pretty decent final girl. We'll get to it though.
Okay. Chris, what about you? Did you have a scene that had you at the edge of your seat?
I mean, I guess I'm jumping ahead, but that third act, like that end, like that was definitely one of my favorite sequences of the year in terms of horror.
You mean when we got the tall basketball player?
Yeah, he
no
told the basketball player.
Shout out to him. That guy, they've been talking about that nigga for 5 years. He was supposed to be some basketball prodigy, but he could not.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He could never be. He's just too tall. He could never be super fluid or mobile.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Damn, I didn't even recognize him, but that whole sequence, like that was it was unsettling. And like I would say, like specifically the one where Rain went down, for lack of a better word, to the basement. And when he was like in the midst and he cracked that quick smile, like that was definitely like that was probably one of my favorite scenes of the movie, because it's like before that we had never seen the aliens take on anything that humanistic. So for him to kind of show like some personality, to show that like, okay, I'm aware of what I'm doing, I'm cognizant of like I'm freaking her out, for him to smile, that was like, okay, we had never really seen that in the franchise. Aliens before that, they were just like, animalistic, they just see something, they try to kill it. But this one, it seemed like he was definitely playing with his food a little bit more. So that definitely like stood out to me.
Forgot about Alien Resurrection.
What happened I haven't seen that movie in a minute. What happened with that?
It was Ripley's clone-ish baby,
Oh,
alien baby. Or
okay.
They had a connection.
Okay, I forgot about that.
They were always going a weird route of Ripley having a connection with the alien, because I think the original script of the original Alien, they were going to have the alien be kind of weirdly sexually attracted to her.
You think Splice like that?
That's crazy.
What? They fucked. What you mean? They fucked.
But that's the same. Like that's kind of what they were going for. And yeah, this franchise is weird, man. Like it's too many sexual undertones to it.
I'm glad they didn't go that route. Not because like it would have been weird. Stuff like that. I mean, it would have been kind of odd, but I just feel like I like it more so when she's just in the wrong place at the wrong time than having some sort of connection. Like for me, the mystery kind of works better. Same thing with Halloween, where like Laurie Strode, was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like I don't personally for myself, I don't always need connection. So that would have been. I mean,
I'd agree with that. Yeah, that's
the sexual attraction. I'm glad I think they made the right decision.
Yeah, that was a perfect decision to make.
The freaky frog saying, "I don't want no sexual attraction between."
Nah. Listen, you have to. Everyone has to have boundaries.
especially off the scene with like Ash, and him stuffing the magazine in her mouth. Like that's also very that was very sexual undertone-esque as well, and it was intentional.
But hold on, Jazz, you freakier than me though. You the freakiest frog I know. On God. On God.
Chris, you don't know that many people for real.
Yes, I do. I've been in a lot. Okay.
Jazz, I know a lot of people. You top 5.
She's number 1 in my book.
You top 5, yo.
And I know some nasty people, but she on another level. It ain't so funny what it's you. It ain't so funny what it's you. See how they do.
So what was your edge of the seat scene from this movie?
My edge of the seat scene. Oh my God! When fake Jenna Ortega was like locked in the room with the alien.
I know you couldn't wait to get that off. You are so trash.
I've been calling.
The
Isabella Merced. The reason I call her fake Jenna Ortega is they were both kind of blowing up around the same time.
Okay.
When Jenna had just done You, Isabella was just coming off the backs of doing Transformers. and she just got cast for Dora. So at some point, they were both really short. Jenna just never grew, and she did. So there's a phase where they both kind of looked alike. So I always thought they were the same person. So I always call her fake Jenna Ortega.
When you say grew, you mean like in career or height?
Oh, and height.
Well, the other one grew in career.
Hey, this is a good start though. I mean, Transformers being in this film, that's not Dora.
It's like she's gonna be. It's just Jenna's just like the next superstar. Yeah. I've always thought the other girl's gonna be a star too. But like that was very. That's how.
Yeah, she's a superstar right now. Yeah.
That's how. What's it called? That scene. That shit have. There's this thing. If I'm feeling too tense in a movie, I go on Wikipedia and I just read the next line of where I'm in the scene. They just ease my mind a little bit. That is the time I'm like, fuck, man, what's happening here? Like that whole thing, like he won't open the door. I'm like, yo, I said, my nigga, you could have been let them in. I was like, my nigga,
he really could have. Yeah.
I said, I almost said, I was the other thing. I said, get your black ass up and open the door.
So
I said, open the goddamn door, bro.
This scene was, the actor that played Tyler. He was on his knees begging, like his sister, his real sister was out there. I said, damn, you selling this. I'm over here like, Andy, can you just open it really fast?
He could have been, he could have been open that door, but you think, it's a thing like the aliens stalk their prey too. So like he could have gotten a drop on all of them. You just don't know. So again, these movies have also been very philosophical too. So for the critiques of the last two Ridley movies, again, my issues with them are different. It's never about themes; it's about execution. They've always been very philosophical, and when you use essentially the androids are built off of the trolley paradox. It's like you sacrifice the few to save many. That's been them the entire time.
Hey, Mike, you're going to explain that. The what paradox?
The trolley. So essentially, when I did some time of minor in psychology, not psychology. Philosophy, yeah. Essentially, you control the trolley. You can't stop it. It's gonna go one way. You can kill either whatever percent of 10. You can kill one person on this side to save 10, or you can let the 10 people die to save the one.
Gotcha.
But the idea was gonna make it a hard decision. There is a connection on some side. Okay. So what you have to make that decision for. And either way, somebody's going to die. You can't make a third option. It's one of the two. So when you went back and did when they had the gas leak and Bjorn's mom got killed, because they say 3 people died to save dozens. That's one of those things like, hey, we need to save as many as possible no matter what. But you take out the emotional human element. Yeah, likely they all could have died, but it's like, yo, we can at least try. That's a human element that they never really bring up. And that's why that's always been a big balance in this franchise as a whole. Except when it came to David for some reason.
Do you think Knock was able to bring that up? Because
David, he the devil.
Yeah, he is.
Because Knock, or was it Hawk or Knock? New ass.
Tua.
What are you talking about?
I think it's Rook.
Rook.
Jazz. I think it's
Rook. Rook.
So Rook basically grabbed Andy and he was just like, humans are going to be emotional. So you have to think what's best.
He was reprogramming Andy. And unfortunately...
I mean, do you think Andy was wrong in that? Shit, realistically, Andy was in multiple situations where I was just like, I don't think he was wrong. I don't think he was wrong to try to kill Navarra. Sorry, that's your homegirl, but...
I would have been killed. I would have been killed Navarra, even if I was a friend. I was like, no. The reason I would have done it as a friend is like, yo, it sucks. But I'm looking at the carnage here. I'm like, yeah, let's not do that. Especially, you're going to die anyways. You're dead. I'd rather, hey, if a face hugger gets on me, I'll be like, hey, exit, like, yo, 2 to the head right now, bro. I'm not about to sit here
and shoot you in the chest. The head ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm not about to sit here. That too. Do whatever you got to do. Burn me alive at some point. Right. Like burn me and then send me to outer space. Do whatever you got to do to just end that shit. Because one, I don't even want to feel the pain. I felt intense heartburn before. I don't want to know what that shit feels like, bro. I don't want to know what that shit feels. I've had people describe to me what open heart surgery feels like when they break open your chest and then essentially put it back together. I don't want to
Well,
know if that is what that shit feels like. I don't want to feel that shit ever in my life.
With the face hugger, it's just like the kid came out. And I do appreciate how in the different movies, you get a different way of how they're coming out of people. In Covenant, they came in from dude's back, which
it's because of the way that they're inseminated.
Yeah, but I also definitely appreciate, because the one for Navarra, normally you see it like bust out and it's just open. This one seemed like it was like, damn, this bitch got a strong rib cage. Like he was the little motherfucker was struggling a little bit. But Jason, the scene with all the face huggers. Now we haven't really gotten any scenes with a bunch of them. I mean, you got the eggs a little bit in 2, but they wasn't like this shit.
AVP.
AVP.
They were shooting out like
it's PG-13, so it doesn't feel as weighted because they tried harder to be like a action movie, so it doesn't feel like as weighted as the others do. But that's probably the closest that you get to it. Yeah. We're talking strictly face huggers. Yeah, that's probably the closest you'll get.
Yeah. But what'd you think about all of them?
I enjoyed that scene, man, from them in the water to them chasing them through the different doors.
Hey, you see, my nigga said he calculated if he was gonna make the door closing.
Ivy, we not there yet. Damn, like, if I had a face hugger to throw at your ass, it's like, go ahead, Jason. His high ass.
What? But yes. Nah. I really enjoyed it because I was looking at this movie like, man, I ain't never seen the face, but just seeing how they use the face hug in a chase scene was that was intense, man. I'm just trying to get down that hallway.
Run.
Hey, bro, who said?
He was so creepy with it.
I looked at like, wait, who said that?
He hit the nigga. He hit the. I was like, shit. We need to run.
Man. Yeah, it was wild. But Chris, how do you like how they were able to use Nook? Or is it, what's the
android? I think it's
Grook.
Grook?
Yeah.
How do you,
Ash.
Ash 2.0. How do you like how they implemented that element?
I didn't like that they used I mean the concept is cool, blinking like the character, but they used a deep fake. They did get the family's approval and their blessing, so that's cool. So it didn't take me out of it. I was listening to another podcast where this dude was just like, he was just completely taken out of it because I guess he's totally anti-deep fake. I would prefer they use real actors, like giving someone who just resembles the original actor, even if he doesn't look just like him. That's my preference. But yeah, again, I think the concept was cool. Bringing him back, I feel like it made sense. Having that call back to 1. So I would have preferred just having an actor, but I feel like the concept of it made sense though.
Okay. Ivy, what you think?
I'm with Chris because one thing that as much as we make fun of this movie, I've always said, hey, from raising the stakes or not raising the stakes, but raising the kill count and overall, Halloween Ends is very entertaining. Loomis, who's been dead at that point for 20 plus years, that was a nigga that they knew on set. They're like, hey, he kind of looks like old boy. And they also had a dude who knew how to do an impersonation of his voice. So that's a way around it to where you could do that. The reason it takes you out of it. I already have to deal with it in Rogue One. And it's just knowing what the strikes were about and knowing. And again, this is not necessarily this movie's fault. I saw what they did with the Flash, and everybody who was like, they're like, yo, we didn't record any scenes for this. Yo, wait a minute. Why are you using so-and-so's likeness and he's dead? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It just felt odd. Yeah, you got the blessing. It just felt like it's one of those, that's what it just kind of felt like. And it just takes you out the movie because it didn't necessarily need to happen. Also, when we talk about this, we say, hey, we talk about building suspense, kind of catch people off guard. You kind of had the perfect opportunity to kind of catch people off guard when you brought in another different type of android. But when I see fucking E.M. Holmes deep fake, I'm like, okay, this nigga's evil. I'm like, oh, the nigga's evil. Okay, so what evil shit you about to do? It's like when I watch Blair Underwood walk on screen in a movie somewhere. I'm like, okay, he's about to do some evil shit.
Yeah, he's never a hero.
Like what evil shit is he about to do? He's not gonna be a good guy. That's how I felt, and I was like, that's why it took me out of it. It's from a the strike thing, because I already told y'all before, like I know people that got personally affected by that and it's got really weird. And it seems like they're still trying to, like, the video game industry is probably going to shut down due to shit kind of like that too in a little bit. It's just weird. It's just weird. But hey, it looked really good though. It looked good.
You think so?
It looked good.
I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at it. It looked a little weird. I was like, "What's going on?" Like, I thought it was a little odd.
At times, it takes you out of it because you know it's him. But as far as deepfakes go, like this is one of the better ones, definitely.
Oh wow.
It looked like him, but you just know you're watching a dead man. So it's hard to be completely 100% invested in it.
Man, Ray Liotta and the black dude, Lance, what's his name? Lance from The Wire.
Lance Reddick.
Lance Reddick. Them niggas have been in 100 movies since they have passed. Every movie I see, they make an appearance. I'm like, God damn, I thought they said that was his last movie.
Them niggas is working. It's like, have y'all seen the movie Old Dog? Have you seen the movie Old Dogs with John Travolta and Robin Williams? It's his movie. I'm not gonna tell you what it's a stupid little family movie. But it came out in November 2009. A certain celebrity died in August of 2008. That celebrity's name is Bernie Mac. That was actually his last movie he did, but it took them some time to get it past the production and release phase. So the look on our faces, we're watching it's a year plus, and we're seeing Bernie Mac's ass hop on that movie, and everybody's like, "What?" That's what this should be feeling like. I'm like, "Damn!" We just look like, "Yo, this nigga looks sick." We're like, "God damn, this nigga looks like he's sick."
Yeah, but Jason, the room where they were locked in that had all the face huggers, do you think those were the same face huggers that were in Covenant? Because David had a few with him on the ship.
See, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not that good.
You remember?
I'm not that good. It don't matter if I remember or not. I'm literally watching right now. I don't know. When I see them things, only one I know is my favorite one. Outside of that, I know that my favorite and the ugly one at the end. But outside of that, that's all I know when it comes to them aliens, because I see they got different names now.
Oh no, I mean, because like they had so many, because David had 3 with him. Not saying it's the same face huggers, but he probably
a version of for sure.
I would say.
I wonder. Because I'm wondering like where they got all those face huggers from, but I'm just like, David also had some with him.
David.
Personally, I would say no.
Yeah, because it wasn't the other one. He got killed. Walter. He killed Walter.
David had a whole damn ship of them motherfuckers.
I think those are completely different things, which is why I wish he would have continued his little trilogy, but I get it, because we can get into that. We can get into my thing about that. Those two movies later.
Fuck David and Walter.
Okay.
But the reason why I personally don't think so is because that wasn't a xenomorph in Alien Covenant. It doesn't move with intent. It does not know how to be the perfect killing and stalking organism. It was just doing shit. That was a protomorph. So unless you somehow just randomly perfected it with these frozen face huggers and the embryos, which I doubt he did, no, absolutely not.
He had enough people to perfect it with.
R.I.P. Shaw.
He did. But one thing that people kind of forget that this thing can do, which is why when you bring in a different director, you kind of have them bring in new ideas. You kind of overlook the last one. Yeah. The queen can lay the eggs in mass. That's what the queen can do. The aliens themselves, they never fully kill their prey. They kill them sometimes, but other times, what they do is this: they save their bodies and then they pretty much form them into a cocoon. That's an ability of theirs that we don't really talk about that often. So it's easy, like whenever they do on that weird little shit and they start killing a bunch of motherfuckers, that happens. It is very likely, knowing Weyland-Yutani, a lot of things like this happens very often for the sake of science. So they probably tested on other people. They probably done this, probably done that. Hell, they may have, who knows at this point. But that's the part of the mystery.
That makes sense though, because the sister, she didn't die. And the
That's
little
what
girl.
when they had her on the wall. I'm like, oh, they're about to cocoon her.
It's plenty
Like-
of them that just get taken now. You know, some of them they had their little babies too though. But
I
some
thought
of
they
them
didn't
don't.
do nothing with her because she had a baby already in her.
Yeah, that's why.
That's part of the reason. But
Yeah.
the cocooning thing is like it's damn near canon. Tom Skerritt in the director's cut of Alien, Tom Skerritt was doing the kill me, and they were in the process of doing the cocooning. Like that's what he does. That's what they do with their victims. They hinted at it as well in Aliens. Like that's a thing. It's weird. It's very, very weird.
It makes it very unique. But
Because it's freaky. It's freaky ass franchise.
hey, we love it. We here to talk about it.
I think you the freak because none of this shit feel freaky to me.
I never got anything freaky from Alien.
Yeah.
They've said it.
Except Ripley.
They've said it.
That's the only freaky frog in the franchise.
H.R. Geiger has said it. Ridley Scott has said it. Like they've said, there are a lot of sexual undertones to these damn movies. There was a whole fucking original vagina on the new board, on the original new board design. Like this is a nasty franchise.
With Navarre getting deep throat by the face hugger, we have what's the brother's cousin's name?
Bjorn?
That motherfucker, and he takes Navarre to the ship trying to save her from Andy.
Yeah, the baby daddy.
Yes.
Yep.
I knew that shit. I'm like, all right.
I was wondering, like, when I saw that reaction before he got killed, I was like, why are they looking at each other like that? Ain't they family?
I ain't never looked at my cousin like that.
She want to be a Targaryen so bad. You didn't like his death?
I'm with Jason.
He didn't. I don't want to say he didn't earn it. He earned the death.
He deserved that.
Like, he deserved that. He deserved something better. Like it was just like you died trying to be a dickhead for what reason?
Bitch ass niggas like just they're always gonna die a bitch ass nigga death. Like that's just how life goes. Like that's the rules.
You could have just kept walking. You and your baby mama cousin could have kept walking. But I guess he was trying to treat it like, oh, if I can zap Andy with this, there's this big fucking alien that I can zap too. And you already can't really walk.
That actually kind of took me out. That was one of my criticisms of the film. There was a couple of character decisions that were kind of dumb, and that one in particular was like, because you're Jazz, you're right. He could have just walked away. Like, I don't understand why you're just gonna sit there and stare at it. So that was a little stupid to me.
At least we got my favorite trope that came after it. Man. My favorite trope when niggas be sniffling to cry trying to find the keys. That girl cannot find the goddamn keys. I'm like, girl, they right there.
I'm not gonna lie. Her character got shitted on.
They did her so dirty.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she really did.
They did her so fucking
dirty. Beyond because no, they did her. Man, that is Jack Bauer's wife in 24 season 1. Hey yo, they let this girl go through every single thing only to die before we even get to the end. Like how they let you go through everything and still kill you?
I'm like, you should just killed you at the beginning. God damn.
But I do appreciate it though, because with her making it damn near to the end, every time you thought she was dead, when she fell off that damn shit, I said, well, damn, bitch. I was like, it's gonna come get her when she wake up. And her like moving, she kind of made it very intense, like her scenes. Yeah, granted,
she's very resilient, and I'm like, you have the tenacity of someone that can live to the end of a movie. Like based on everything you're doing, I said you were overcoming every adversity possible. You need to live to the very end, just off the strength of this. And they just found a way. Like, listen,
I could be a weak death too.
I could be a cruel person, and I'm like, damn,
deserve to see the sun.
I'm a cruel person when I write characters. I'm like, damn, ease up. I just felt like, yo, ease up on it. She's had enough.
But I knew she was out of here when she put that shit in her neck.
Yeah, that was
like, oh, you done.
So a lot of people that criticize that too. So here's one thing that is not necessarily a defense of it. Again, horror movies, they're always based on people making very dumb and irrational decisions. But I was telling somebody, I said you need context of three things. Knowing that because you're using the fucking Ian Holm deep fake, that's a red flag to the audience. Oh, don't trust this guy. And you need context of Alien, Covenant, and you need context of Prometheus. If by far from what I know about this character so far, or not this character, but from what you know, hey, they keep saying, hey, take this, it's gonna help you out. It'll help you make it because you're probably gonna die. Let's get you healthy enough to get somewhere. If somebody you've seen as an ally says, take this shit, yeah, you're probably gonna trust it. Should you do it? Probably not. But hey, we move. You know, we move. We move. It's that simple.
Well,
But
my thing is that they had a plan. Like they had a plan. They were gonna go to sleep, and she was gonna wake up, and she was gonna get a real doctor. And she just took it upon herself just to mess up the plan. So that was kind of dumb to me. And I feel like horror, for the most part, has kind of moved past bad decisions by characters, like stupid decisions. Nah, it's compared to where it used to be in like the 80s, 90s, 2000s. I feel like it's gotten better to some degree.
It's not up there because even when I say like decisions, I would say even for her instance again, I would say it's context. It's context. It's like when you're in that place, you're kind of just in survival mode. Somebody tells you, hey, who you seemingly trust, take this. They're bringing it with you, so you obviously trust it enough. They have it in the shot, and they pretty much keep saying, hey, if you need it, take this. It should help you out.
Ivy,
we know not to trust that shit. What?
Ivy, I got a question.
Yo.
If a nigga that you've known for 10 minutes gives you a syringe and says this is gonna help you, are you taking it? You don't know this nigga.
So again,
no. Are you taking it? Are you taking it, nigga?
Me and my able-bodied form, no. But if I have two legs fucking cut off and I'm dragging myself, it's like, hey, take this. It'll help you.
She have two legs cut off. She ain't have two legs cut off.
That girl pregnant. She done been stabbed in the neck. She done been through some shit. She done fell. She could barely walk.
I would have a really rough day.
At some point, I would have left her behind. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of it. If she wasn't small, I would have left her. So I'm tired of carrying her. Like, let's just leave her here.
I'm not gonna lie. If I would have left a few of them, but
like in their mind, and then at some point, because Rain decides she wants to be a superhero, and Andy starts twitching, she's left by herself. So they're supposed to carry her. That's the thing. They're supposed to carry her somewhere.
She get left too,
and now she's by herself. With her being by herself, she kind of has to do it. Like she's. Should you do it? Probably not. But if it helps you, if you're told that it's going to help you, I get why you do it. I'm black. I'm probably not going to do it unless I know I'm on the brink of death. So that's kind of just different. But like we're niggas, it's a little different.
But Jason, the scene where you have Rain, Andy, and Tyler, and they got to go through this station, and it's a bunch of motherfucking face huggers. And they come up with a plan, which I would say I kind of love this element because I don't remember in any of the previous movies where they kind of mentioned somebody trying to keep themselves from allowing the aliens to see them. The Predator used it because we saw that in the first movie, and then I believe some of the sequels after that, but I've never seen it in an Alien movie. So I thought that element that they used when Andy was just like, if your body temperature is the same as the room temperature, they won't see you. Now, don't get scared. Don't start sweating. Don't cough. Don't make no noise. And you should be good. Mm-hmm. Jason, how did this scene make you feel? Hold on, Ivy. You on pause. How did this scene make you feel, Jason?
Coming into this scene, I was like, man, I wonder what's going to change or make somebody feel different. That's gonna make them get chased. That's my whole thing. Like, what is basically what Ivy said? What's the bomb? Like, what's gonna happen? And of course, Shorty called him on the headphone in the midst of shit. I'm like, bro, this is like
she in shambles.
You were scared for him. Jason said, "What y'all gonna do?"
So this is when she's holding the girl inside in the plane, right? She's trying to figure out what's going on.
This is when she was trying to escape, and then the alien killed Bajoran. She's trying to escape. She can't find the key.
Oh, she's trying to find the key.
Oh yeah, trying to find the key. See where the key is inside the little door.
Yeah,
I was like, man, look, bro, you better get straightened up, tighten up. They gave you the key. Hurry the fuck up. What you doing? Harry, and then she got to another door. I said, oh my god, bitch, you sitting Saw.
Saw is crazy, bro.
Not Jigsaw. Alien Jigsaw is crazy.
They got you going through every different, but you got to think they have these doors. One to protect them from space, but also fucking with these aliens. They got to be able to try to keep them niggas back as best as they can. God damn.
But I'm not gonna lie. When she called on Tyler's little mic and that shit was making noise, I would have threw that shit so far away from me and be like, look, she's done. There's nothing we can do for her. Because the thing is, you can't make any noise. There are hundreds of face covers in this fucking room. And like their demeanor is like on some spider type level. I would have died. I would have been out of
She
here.
was like, oh, nope. I'd
have been like, Andy, nah, my nigga, let's go back. Chris, what did you think about this scene? And was it very like high intense for you?
It was high intense. I mean, it was stupid and kind of selfish that he answered that call. Just because like you got to be quiet, you know, and like so the fact that like he's talking like was dumb. That was another like situation where I was like, okay, I thought that was kind of stupid. And the fact that they didn't attack them immediately, I felt like was kind of like a little bit of a plot hole. But nah, I'm with Jazz. I would have thrown that like as soon as that thing rang, yeah, it would have went thrown across the floor of the room.
Bro, y'all don't love people? Like, what's this your sibling?
That's
what I'm talking about. That's what I said. Like, when you watch from an audience third person perspective, you got to put yourself in their shoes. It's like, yeah, you know, hey, I got to do this, but that's good. That's what makes the tension. His sister is like, please help me, please.
She got a real threat on her ass right now.
That nigga coming out the cocoon. That nigga came out the cocoon like, boy, I'm about to fuck some shit up. That nigga looked ready.
Tyler's already with his threat. She's running from her threat. Like he know what he got to do to get through his.
She don't know what the fuck that is. She said, nigga, fuck the face hugger. What is this 8 foot tall thing that's coming out of the fucking cocoon?
So I love how we were able to see this. Visual effects in this movie, fire. Because like they come out, that shit coming off their big ass head, and you see they plated teeth. Fuck you, Jason. And they just like, all right, I'm ready to kill. Woo, I would have died.
Nah, that's a hard grill in their mouth, though, for real.
And they got 2 sets or 4.
And they be slobbering mercury and shit. I'm like, hungry ass nigga. God damn. Back, get away.
Ooh. But I do appreciate how we kind of had 2 different scenarios happen parallel at the same time. And then they both meet. And then, of course, we get the scene where Andy said, fuck her, your sister. We got to go because the percentages were too low. And I said no. And she got out of here. It happens. But then we go into the lab, which shows us our Prometheus callback. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I saw this, I said, "Is that the shit for Prometheus? Is that the shit for Prometheus?"
I'm glad they're establishing it because anytime fans get pissy about a movie, they want to act like it's not canon. I'm like, no, those movies are definitively canon. Now, does it make some like clean plot thread? No, it doesn't make a clean plot thread, but it's canon. Thank you for adding Prometheus elements to this movie. Thank you, Fede. You're amazing. I loved it. That. You're amazing for that.
And I also feel like, and I'll say just for me, this movie definitely made me appreciate Prometheus more. I did rewatch it recently. The movie is beautifully shot.
It's beautifully shot. The visual effects hold up. That's 2012.
Yeah,
that's 2012. Like I remember seeing that, and it brought me back to seeing it in theaters. And I was like, oh yeah, because I made a bet with my mom's boyfriend. Time I said, this is an alien movie, and he's like, no, it's not an alien movie. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, it's looking like it's looking like an alien movie. Like it's kind of looking like it's looking like it.
Yeah. But I was fanning out as I was wishing I had my popcorn bowl. But Jason, this scene when they're in the lab and you get that Prometheus callback, since you had just recently saw the film, did you have any kind of oh shit moments?
Andy is the devil. Andy is working for the devil. That nigga, he got them, man. He fucked off Shawty baby daddy real quick. Shaw baby daddy. Like he just a finger. I'm like, oh no, David finna go. He finna fuck up the world now. And I'm in this whole franchise is science is just trying to figure out why. Questions they don't even need to know the answers to. Just like live.
It's what happens when you have a God complex.
This
It's
nigga
how
said
it's
just
how it's
live.
how humanity self-destructs itself due to having a god complex.
Only for her to believe in a fucking android that tried to kill her for 2 days. Bitch, is you crazy?
Not 2 days.
You done built this man a whole body, and guess what he did to you? This shit. You done let all types of shit bust through you, ho.
All right, since we talking about Shaw, let's talk about some of our top, our ranking final girls from the franchise. Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Do you have a ranking of your favorite final girls from the franchise?
I mean, obviously Ripley. I would say, hold on, was it Sanaa Lathan? I'm tripping. Yeah, Sanaa. Okay, yeah, Sanaa. Okay, Sanaa Lathan. I really enjoyed her. Alien versus Predator 1 was really good. I was entertained by it, and then probably Rain. I feel like Rain was very resourceful. I feel like she definitely turned up what she needed to. So I'll probably say I might put Rain second, and then Sanaa Lathan's character third, and then of course Ripley. Ripley might be the best final girl of all time, but she's at least in that conversation. So she's definitely number one for the franchise.
Okay, Jason, you got yours?
I do. Ripley is definitely number one. Do I enjoy Rain and Daniels. Like them two, I really enjoy both of them. Both characters are pretty good. Sanaa would be right after them, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I really enjoy Sanaa character. And yeah, Shaw is horrible. Shaw is fucking horrible, bro. But I do appreciate them having that one scene in every movie to kind of fuck you up. You're just like, bro, did they really just do that? And like, I feel like you can't. The chest, of course, there's nothing that can ever top the chest. The first time we see the chest hugger bust out his chest.
It's almost she had to get the
The
abortion.
face hugger. Yeah, the abortion scene. The abortion scene is pretty crazy, and that was like it's gonna be something crazy, and gonna be
Okay,
something. I kept saying, I wonder what scene they're gonna be talking about. This after I seen the movie, I'm like, they say something to the pregnancy. I'm like, oh, but shorty got a live abortion and killed a person.
I'm glad you finally said it because I'm sitting here in the theater waiting. I'm like, okay, in my mind, and somebody said, hey, Ivy, maybe you have a fucked up head. I'm thinking it's gonna be a sequence where they're trying to rip the face hugger off the face, and you're seeing like, oh, it latches onto like on the innards of the throat, and that's a weird shit where it's like whatever. I'm like, that's something we've never seen before. I'm like, oh, that's it? I'm like, it's not bloodier than Covenant. And that's also not as shocking as seeing the Shaw thing for the first time either. So it's like,
One thing I do, just one quick thing, I would say, and I feel like I'm bringing up some critiques, but I actually really enjoy this movie. One thing that kind of surprised me, and I think they could have done, I feel like they could have made it more violent and bloodier. I feel like there were some opportunities.
I felt that way too, because again, to me, I think the reason why, as bad as Covenant is, it nails that violence, man. It nails that gore and violence.
Right.
Bad.
I don't know about bad.
You got bad is in from perspective of the other movies. Like it's considered for alien movies, it's considered pretty bad.
Is you calling it trash?
Oh, I enjoy Covenant a lot. It's one of my most watched, but I recognize it's not that great of a movie. But that's just me.
See, for me, AVB 2 will be at the bottom, and then Covenant would be second last. But I don't think it's bad though by any stretch.
The movies to me that are just definitively like I will never watch them is AVPR, Resurrection, and depending on the cut of Alien 3. Anything else outside of that, I will watch it regularly, but I will admit, yeah, Prometheus had a lot of misses. Yeah, my issue with Covenant is like the thought process of some of these characters is kind of dumb. It didn't know if, and this is personally, I don't blame Ridley. He didn't really know. It's like he wanted to be part Alien prequel, part Prometheus sequel. The internet was going in on Prometheus did not get that much love when it first came out, and they were like killing him for it. So he was trying to make up for it by still trying to make the Prometheus sequel he wanted and catering to the Alien fans. So it kind of just felt all over the place. But when you just take it for what it is, hell, I get to watch stupid people get killed. I watch that shit break out of his back. That's hard.
I mean, but we say stupid people. The girl told them not to go, and the nigga that was the most irrational is the one that said, "Nah, we going," and because we don't want because we don't want to go back to sleep. Like we not doing this shit no more.
I'm
So
like,
there's
I mean, like one nigga died. Like, come on, man, we'll be all right.
yeah. Now
I'm like,
they, I
we'll
mean,
be all right.
but they was somewhere that hadn't been cased, and that felt like a AVP2 callback. I mean AVP callback because Sanaa Lathan said we shouldn't be traveling somewhere that hasn't been vetted, that hasn't been seen. We need time before we just go out there.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say about Prometheus is that it feels like it wasn't finished, or it feels like there were ideas that like
Oh,
just weren't fully expounded upon. Like
you watch the deleted scenes.
okay, because I feel
The-
like even I'm familiar with some of the deleted scenes, but I feel like the ideas that Ridley Scott, I feel like he really wanted to play with the idea of like the Greek story of Prometheus and like humans playing God. So I feel
Yep.
like it was like this really huge ideas, but I feel like the film, it almost, how can I put it? It almost like kind of outkicked their coverage a little bit. Like I just don't feel like the execution matched the ambition.
It's what it is. Prometheus did not want to commit to be an alien movie. Alien Covenant did not want to commit to being a successor to Prometheus. Because when I found there's certain scenes, the scene where oh boy, after that shit, his face melts or whatever, he was supposed to turn into a xenomorph. Like he's supposed to turn into a xenomorph looking thing, but then they completely got rid of that idea and changed it to where he's whatever the caveman that sell insurance. Like that's the type of shit that was kind of just missing. It's like if you just stuck to your guns and stuck to your gut, you probably would have had a better movie out of it. But hey, I just watched that shit last weekend. And I was like, damn, this is a fun time. And I got to watch whatever her name, Charlize Theron, get killed. I did not
Now
like
Terrible
that.
death.
that was another
Terrible
terrible
death.
death. They have a lot. This franchise, so this franchise always has a few terrible deaths, but you know who always get a great death? The love interest. Oh my god!
Oh my God. Every
Every
single
love
time.
interest gets the best death. When she was messing with the dude in jail, he was telling her his sad story. The next thing you know, he was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, bro.
Tywin.
Oh, they're him. Yeah.
Every single time, man. And I love it.
I like because Shaw's love interest, David fucked him up. So, but I mean, Daniel's love interest was
Oh my
he
god, bro.
burned to death.
Then you got James Franco. This nigga didn't even
Right.
have a scene.
Right.
He had a few cut scenes in the there's when they left him on the cutting room floor. I'm like, I guess you paid all the money for him, I guess. I mean, if you're not gonna use them, don't use them.
They took that nigga deleted scenes from that monkey movie, Planet of the Apes.
Not monkey movie. Yo, you is wildin'. But we see our characters get guns finally. Chris, what do you think about the scene where they got their guns and Andy pretty much tells them, so you got these, but I'm gonna need you not to shoot because the acid is gonna fuck up the ship and then we gonna all die.
I thought that was a nice touch, and I feel like it kind of gave it stakes. I feel like that whole scene reminded me of Aliens.
Yes, every.
Yeah, it really. I'm not gonna say it like it fit it, but it definitely had that. He says everywhere.
It's every movie.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
I feel like
movie.
this one. I feel like you just saw it, so you would definitely have a better
I did
vantage. Because it's
too.
been a minute.
Because they didn't have any guns in 3 because they were on a prison. They
That's
were
so
in a
much the-
prison.
And that was part of Sigourney Weaver's contract because she's very anti-gun. She didn't want any guns in Aliens, and they kind of talked her out of that one. So to bring her back again, she really wanted like that in her contract. She's like, nah, I don't want any of that shit in this.
They brought all the guns in Alien in 4, but remember they weren't supposed to have them on there
That's true.
as well. So they kind of played. They've played
And also-
different variations.
They also paid her $11 million. So
Ooh.
and they paid her $11 million for that one. So she's gonna shut up and use some guns.
Shut up and eat guns. It's a crazy slogan.
She's like, nigga, like take this chopper. We paying you $11 million.
But also, while everything is going on,
Get away from
the space station that they're on got like 5 minutes before it crashes. So you kind of get that time sensitive situation that you got in Alien Resurrection because I think they were about to explode or some shit. So they had to bounce. So you just like, okay, so I need y'all to figure out where you about to go. Oh, Andy has this liquid that doesn't need to get off the ship. And y'all go down to somewhat of the alien nest. And they was like, let's go another way. But obviously we hear a scream. Jason, would you have ran in there if you heard your sister who got snatched up, who you thought was out of here, screaming down the hallway of an alien nest? Would you have gone down there to try to save her?
Unfortunately, I would. Yes. I would try to see if I can save my sister.
Okay. Ivy, if you are with Jason and you see Jason run down that hallway, are you following him? Or are you just like, that nigga's dead, and you still gonna go the other way?
What is me and Jason's relations in the movie? That would determine my answer. Like, if I don't know that nigga like that, I'm not going.
I mean, y'all been cool since grade school.
Shit, I probably have to go. Like, god damn it. I'll stay some paces behind. Like, I ain't gonna be neck to neck with that nigga, but like I got you on backup.
Okay. Chris, you see these two niggas go down that hallway. You only known him, actually, you ain't known Ivy. You only know Jason for 3 years and y'all worked together. Would you have followed them, or would you have been like, nah, fuck y'all, I'm going with the android?
Nah, I'll follow Jason. If it was a stranger, then nah. But it's Jason or any homie, then yeah, I'll probably follow.
That's what's up. Shout out to y'all, gentlemen.
Jazz with the humanoids.
We're out of here.
Do they give you pieces? They give you peace down there too, Andy?
I don't know what that was supposed to reference.
Oh, it'll catch you later.
Shit. All right. But so they find, what's her name? Kate in the nest. Chris, how did you like Tyler's death, or did you like it at all? Because obviously we knew it was coming, but
I feel like when it actually happened, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Like, I'm not surprised he died, but I think like the actual moment did catch me off guard, and I feel like that's good movie making, because stuff like that to me like is like going back to what Ivy and I was talking about. Like, all of us, like, that's where it's like, okay, you know a character's gonna die, but it doesn't happen in the sequence of when you think it's gonna happen. So that's why, like, I'm kind of surprised that people are calling it predictable. But I thought he had a cool death. I mean, it sucks getting stabbed in the back like that, but I mean, I feel like it was a good death, and it definitely at that moment was surprising.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't think it was that many aliens down there. Tyler didn't either.
I'm mad he didn't even shoot the gun.
That's what I
would have shot that bitch.
That's what I said about the cocooning thing. Like, they reproduce very easily.
Tyler looking around. Hey, y'all. You see like 3 charging at him.
I would have been going out shooting. There's no way I'm not going out shooting. Look, I'm fit to die, man. Fuck y'all on this spaceship. We all gotta go.
Yeah, I kind of wish they definitely would have had him shooting or something. But I also feel like that's probably why they didn't put him particularly in a cocoon, because he had a weapon. So they was just like, oh no, he a threat, so we got to kill him. Versus what they did with his sister, because she didn't have a weapon, so they didn't see her pretty much as a threat.
That makes sense.
But
they fucked Bjorn up.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, actually, like, the acid is what killed him, right?
Yeah, it was the acid. Yeah.
And this was, well, we seen like people get hit with acid and stuff, but I don't think we seen, unless
it blew him up or something.
I think he got some in the chest.
Though. Yeah, like the face, the arms, the chest, like all like upper body.
Why didn't he roll over?
That shit does not matter with that acid.
Yeah, because it was going through the metal. So
that's acid. That ain't no fucking.
But imagine if he is on his arms, he rolled over.
I think he was done.
That's done. Like, that thing cuts through metal.
Yeah, he was done.
Well, he could have tried.
Yeah, I would have tried.
Maybe.
That should probably hurt. You ain't worried about that shit.
Ivy, just move. Just throw your ass over.
Aliens may be a hard adversary, bro. That's a crazy thing to try to fight against, bro.
Yeah.
Alien, bro. No, you know what? Fuck.
Now, if it's on Earth, it's like, oh man, I'll just burn the ground a little bit. Nigga, you were in space. Hell no.
I don't know. Aliens might be the top like fucking.
Do any of you guys have a console?
Yeah.
Play Alien Isolation.
Yo, everyone's been talking about that game.
But I played it. I played it years back. That's still by far. I played so many of those survival horror games. The smartest AI I've ever seen in my life. As you progress through the game, any tricks that you do, it becomes aware. Like, so if you tend to use specific hiding spots, it checks those very frequently. If you try to distract it and you use distraction a lot, it's not going to fall for distraction. That is some scary shit. That is some scary shit. That is very close to this. Romulus feels a lot like Isolation. It feels a lot like that.
Didn't he say that he got some kind of he was influenced by Isolation with this? Okay.
Because especially it takes place within, like, Isolation takes place about 15 years after the first one. This one takes place about 20. Alien Isolation, that's a special game right there.
Yeah,
it's one of them ones. It's
Chris,
one of them ones, man.
Chris, you was about to say something?
Was it? Oh yeah, I think that like there's influence from every single, excluding the Predator films. I feel like every single of the Alien films, I think it drew some influence in. So including Isolation, because I haven't played the game, but people have said the same thing, that it like feels just like the video game.
That game, that's a tough game to get through. That's a tough game to get through, man.
Apparently, it's hard as hell. Like I was reading about that.
If you don't try to be grown and play on the hardest level. That is not for play. That thing is not for play, bro. Hey, you don't get too much dip on your chip. Don't do it.
What else did it say? And you know, Jay, this is gonna be a Hulu original.
Yep.
I saw people talking about that.
The success of Prey made me confident to put in theaters.
Yeah.
But then did y'all also see that the writer for this said that he would consider doing an Alien versus Predator as long as he was able to work with
David Trachtenberg.
Right. Who did
I'm with it. I'm with it. Just please make it futuristic. I don't want to see you try to retcon the xenomorphs being a thing on modern day Earth. Make it futuristic. Just be done with it.
Well, but Alien versus Predator, that takes place before.
It's not canon. AVP is no longer considered canon.
Okay, true. Okay.
Yeah, they decanonized that once Ridley came back.
Okay, see, I was curious about that, and I feel like we were having questions about that because the TV show is set right before Alien.
The TV show is right before Prometheus.
No. It's a year before Alien.
It's a year before Alien. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Prometheus.
Because it's 1 year before Alien. But I was just curious because like if AVP was canon, then aliens are on Earth. So I was just curious because in Alien they don't know about the aliens. So I was just curious on like what kind of timeline. So that makes sense then if Alien versus Predator isn't canon, because I'm assuming they don't know about the aliens. Or if it is, like it's not public knowledge.
That needs to just make it futuristic. Just make it futuristic. I don't want to deal with this again.
You ain't like Prey?
I like Prey, but I don't need you to, just because Predator has been considered a modern franchise. They decided to kind of put them in the same equal playing field on that level. Predator is one of those things where now that show you could do it back in time. All right, put them in the future. Let's put them in the future. Don't just let's not make this time. We're already kind of fixing the Alien timeline. Let's not make it more complicated than it has to be. Let's just, because there's a lot of lore behind Alien that includes, again, heavy on the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, which is Weyland Corp before then. It's a lot to deal with that. Like, you don't get them without Weyland. Again, the God complex. Just make it futuristic. Let's just cut it. Let's make it futuristic. I don't want to see Danny Glover no more. I don't want to see, like, let's just make it futuristic. Come on, David Trachtenberg. You made 10 Cloverfield Lane. You could do a sci-fi movie. Like, come on, man. Let's just do it. But that's my only thing. Just make it futuristic. I don't care about nothing else. I'm not gonna police shit. Let's make it futuristic.
That would be very interesting. But we see that Andy's objective has changed, which we're not shocked. Only Rain is shocked. But, everybody's not going to be on time for the party. But she goes back to save him. And I would have left his ass. Obviously, you don't want to get caught in a spaceship with aliens with me because Jazz is going to leave you. It is what it
You
is.
don't get stuck with the Jazz in no bad situation.
Don't. You getting left. And I would say go ahead and leave me if I twist my ankle and I'm slowing down a group. There's no point of all of us dying. But as Rain went to go save Andy, Kate, of course, we spoke on her injecting herself with this liquid. I guess to hurry up and heal her wound and shit. But then also Ash, or Ash 2.0, go ahead and push that button. Your friends are gonna die. Just push the button. And obviously he sees her with the liquid. She's just like, who are you? The fact that he wouldn't even open the door for them, I was like, damn, all of y'all trash. At least
same shit he pretty much did in Alien, Godspeed.
Right. But I thought that was wild. And Jason, you mentioned earlier that one of your like scenes was the acid scene. Chris, when you first saw this scene, like, what was your reaction? Because at the beginning of the movie, they do mention the whole gravity thing. And so I thought it was cute how this movie incorporated the dad jokes. I like the dad jokes. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, Andy, that's a good dad joke. I was gonna bring some on for this episode, but things happen. But
I want to throw some shit at that nigga every single time he did one.
You're a hater. Appreciate those.
I hate dad jokes.
The whale one was pretty funny, but how the callback from the gravity situation at the beginning was able to help her during this whole scene. So with her shooting the aliens and the acid, like, what was your reaction first time seeing this in the theater?
You talking when the acid was stuck without gravity, that scene?
Yeah, when Rain was like, Andy, follow me, and she just loading them aliens up.
I thought it was a nice touch just because like that's just something we have never seen before. And it's just it's honestly pretty scary that like at any moment the gravity can come back and it can all just kind of splash it down. So it kind of adds some suspense. So but yeah, that was cool. And honestly, that's some like really quick thinking. I wouldn't have thought that like yeah, that was like there's no way. Like I would have ended up like Bajoran just getting splashed with the acid. Cause like, yeah, that was pretty clever. And I'm like, this is when I feel like she became like a really strong final girl because she was like really, really resourceful. So yeah, so I like that. I like that a lot.
That's what I feel about Daniels though. Daniels, need to put some respect on Daniels' name, right?
Daniels really good.
She was doing this shit. Shaw?
Leave Shaw alone, bro.
Man, fuck Shaw, bro. I'm going every time.
I feel like he only brought up Daniels to shit on Shaw. That's the only reason why he brought Daniels up. Because I'm sitting here like, well, outside of speaking out, like, what did Daniels really do for real? Like, she didn't really go through much shit like Shaw did.
I always kind of like Shaw. I'm like, yo, Shaw's pushing through.
Right, I like Shaw too. Jason's just mad that
Shaw, she's the reason that everybody did.
Nah, so what they're saying is,
and then she gonna say, David, can you take me? This nigga he done killed your baby daddy. He done killed everybody you here with.
She didn't know that though.
Yes, she did.
No, so what I learned about, and this is behind the scenes shit. I wish this was in the movie, or at least they touched upon it in Covenant. What they were kind of alluding to, and this took a lot of digging because when I just do my little deep dives, that David's programming was so wired and fucked up, he was able to experience too many human emotions. And he actually developed romantic feelings for Shaw at some point during their time together. And once was reciprocated, that's what made him do that.
So wait.
That's not. I thought that felt blatant.
It felt blatant, but it's like I got confirmation on that shit. Yeah, no, he caught feelings for her.
So you mean to tell me
I'm sick of this franchise trying to give you confirmation that you should already know.
So you mean to tell me he was a fuck nigga as an android?
Yes, he caught feelings for her. Like the whole idea of like intimidating her and having her be the host for his thing. That's him wanting to start a family with her. That's that metaphor.
But it's not like it's not gonna bust out her chest.
No, it was for the facehugger embryos.
So he can't be mad at her for saying no. It's gonna kill me.
And he still killed her.
Why did she give him a body?
He was them niggas was mad. He was mad as hell when he said, You been fucking?
My nigga turned into a crash dummy.
Man, fuck this. Since we know who y'all creators is, we finna figure this shit out. I want to know what he said to that damn. Hey, that nigga said, "Nah, fuck you, nigga." He took his head. I wonder what he
He
said.
ripped that nigga. He said some bullshit to him. Actually, let me look this shit up. He said some shit to this nigga, man. Hold on. What did David say to the engines? Wait, why is this the number one, sir?
David was crazy for real.
Wait. In the movie Prometheus, the android David says to the mysterious alien engineer in a monologue without subtitles. The line is part of a longer sequence that was covered in the final edit, but the translation, what David says is, "The man is here because he does not want to die. He believes you can give him more life." He said, nigga. He said, "How about I take his life and yours? How about that?"
All he did is slap him with David's head, and that was the end of him.
Yo,
because
that's the funniest part of the movie. I start dying every time.
Like, damn, Waylon. That nigga was he been killed 100
my
nigga
said there is no God. I was like, nigga. I'm like, he thought he was. I'm like, you're just his pet, dog. Like, nigga, he's not God. He thought.
It was definitely wild. But this last, I think, 20 minutes, which is what I've seen a lot on my timeline. People are like sharing their reaction to the last 20 minutes of this movie, how things just went chaotic. Of course, Kate has her baby. What you got, Jason?
What's that movie? The movie we watched. With the guy from Jeepers Creepers and the shorty at
Justin Long?
Yeah. And the guy from It.
Skarsgård?
Yeah. He's talking about whatever fuck that movie is called.
Oh shit.
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Yeah, that's the that's him. That last one looked like the mama. Yeah, whatever the fuck that thing was.
I hope he does more movies, man, because I didn't want to tell anybody his basketball dreams are never gonna happen. That was never gonna happen, dog. He can't move. He can't move, dog. But hey, you got to play an alien. Hopefully you got a bag off of that.
Exactly. I mean, the movie has been very successful. Chris.
What's up?
This creature that we have that ain't got no dick. I've seen this movie 3 times. No dick.
He been looking for dick. You are a problem, bro. Why are you not in jail? They need to lock you up.
I'm looking at it, I'm just like, perfect organism for real. Like, nah, my nigga, he's missing something. What you mean? But they probably was like, he got the tongue. But what did you think about this creature?
So right before I answer that, so I actually fact check. So Ivy, you right. So Alien Earth is actually going to be set a year before Prometheus. It's going to set 30 years before Alien, and then 1 year before Prometheus. So I can always admit when I'm wrong. So I want to give you were right about that. The timeline I saw, I think it had it mixed up. But so you were right. But the creature, honestly, I thought this was the best part of the movie. I already liked the movie up to this point. But you talking you're talking about the humanoid one. But yeah, this is the offspring. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, this is
tall creature.
You are. Yeah, you do need to be in prison.
She does. When Rain got caught, that's when everything from that moment on, I was like, oh, these niggas is going in. They letting a nigga in the movie. Every nigga they done killed in a stupid way. Like a nigga just randomly at this point, he ain't been with the crew the entire movie. He sacrificed himself for the whole crew. Like, nigga, how did you come to decide that at this moment you want to be super nigga? Like,
he was asleep too. He was asleep, and he said, "What's going on?" Should have mind his black ass business and continue downloading the playlist. But he might show back up.
I think he will. I think he can be fixed. Androids are kind of resilient, but I would say with this film, I mean this part, I feel like this is when it was like the most horror. Like it already was up to this point, but like it was some scenes that were like kind of creepy, like him the scene where like she had shot the what was it, the cold thing, and then like you could still see his silhouette. Like it was nice. So this is like what really took the film. Like this scene right here just got it, like, and the creature design like gets like half a point for me just for that. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Ivy, how'd you feel about this? You doing some research. I can go to Jason with this question and you can finish your research.
I wasn't researching. What's up? What's the question?
Jason, what did you feel about this?
Repeat the question. That's all you gotta do is repeat the question. Like, damn.
No, I was asking him how he felt about this creature in this, like the last 20 minutes of this the movie, of how things.
I didn't.
You didn't what? You gonna sit up here and say you ain't like it?
I didn't like it because it just gave me that feeling of Alien Resurrection, and I cannot stand that movie. But overall, it looked really good. The creature itself did look really good, and it was creepy as hell. Outside of my disdain for Alien Resurrection, I was rocking with it. But that part, but just knowing that was in the back of my mind, that's just it for me. I just tried to keep from just like being upset. But taking it for what it was awesome.
All right, Jason, what about you?
I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about that little weird motherfucker, man. I just, I was just so used to seeing them. I was looking for what I was really looking for, was, I think it's a Denomorph. I was looking for that one from Covenant. No, the one from Prometheus. I was looking for that one. I was looking for that one to be the one that came out. I was like, oh shit, we finally see it like in action. But yeah, nah. I enjoyed the scene, but I hated that whatever that was.
Really?
It was weird, like, man.
Well,
it was weird, but that's what I'm like, bro, that looked crazy.
Like weird, like it wasn't like designed well, or weird like the creature was weird. Like
I mean, every one of them they allowed them to look like the host, because like even with the alien predator, when it came out, it looked like the alien, but they had the little predator mouth.
And the ones from the third are on all fours. Yeah.
Like the dog. So
yeah.
So some people said maybe because it looked deformed because they was cousins. They was on some Targaryen type shit. So maybe that might have something to do with
why fuck that. The nigga in real life looks weird. He himself looks and moves weird. So
all right, Ivy.
You've never seen him. You've never seen him run. I've seen him run on a basketball court.
All right, so since we were talking about the different forms, I sent y'all a picture. And for anybody that's watching our YouTube, I'm going to show the picture up here. If anybody's listening on our Instagram, go to our YouTube and you will see the different variations of aliens. So I asked each of you guys which one was your favorite, and you can drop the year. Let me start with you first, Jason. Which one was your favorite design?
Oh yeah, it's the Deacon in Prometheus, which I found out it later turned into a mountain.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
I'm looking at it again. Which one would I say?
Go ahead and say that newborn.
Well, we can pick that one.
You can pick any of them from that paper.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pick the new one then. Yeah, I feel like that one. Probably.
I said the newborn.
He cannot read that. He ain't got his glasses on.
Damn,
you ain't gotta put me.
That's why you said the new one. Niggas.
Was looking at the damn picture and it was blurry for him.
Nah, I can see it. No. When you said newborn, I thought you meant the humanoid, the one that became the tall dude. Damn, which one? I don't know. I'm probably gonna pick Covenant, probably.
Okay.
But it's kind of splitting hairs.
Okay. Ivy, you got a favorite design?
Can I be honest with y'all?
Oh shit.
I can't say. They all look like dicks, bro. This made me realize for the first time they all look like
you
dicks.
Are a freaky nigga, bro.
They all look like dicks.
You are a freaky nigga,
he was
bro.
projecting his freaky shit in me, and it's
like
him.
Dicks. No, y'all not gonna get. No, y'all put that picture up. These are like dildos, and I never realized until you showed me this chart. Oh, I see them from the side. These look like some dildos. I said, wait.
You've been watching this franchise for how many years?
I said, but you never see them like this.
So
you never see them like this
Not you want to be sideways too. You don't get so freaky
when you see them from the side, I'm like, yo, Why did these all look like dildos?
And
So
you actually
Ivy
see them from-
doesn't.
you actually see them from the side every movie. That's like one
No,
of the
no,
that's like
like a
one of the
not like
main
a
shots.
not like a mugshot. Not like they. You don't see them like this. Because you showed me the picture. I walked out. I was
So-
getting out the car to go shoot. And I was like, yo, why they all look like dildos?
So I'm not gonna lie. When it's aimed like this, I can see the dick. But
No.
when I have it like this,
No,
I don't see the dick.
turn it upside down. Turn it upside down real quick.
Oh my god, you doing all that, bro? You look.
No, turn it upside
This
down.
freak
real
ass
quick.
nigga trying to see all the
I don't
aliens.
see the dick there. I just
It's because specifically it's the one from 1986. I said, damn, that looks like a dick. And I just started looking at all the other ones. I said, wow, they all look like dicks.
okay. So since Ivy doesn't have one because they all look like dicks, let me see which
They
dickhead
do
I
look
like the
dicks.
best.
And I hate the newborn, so I can't choose that. Maybe I'll just go Deacon. Fuck it. I'll just go to Deacon.
The newborn looks like an old person's dick.
Y'all are these dicks.
And that's the one.
I'm sorry.
And that was the one that's
Y'all
supposed
are
to,
these dicks.
and that was the one that's supposed to have a vagina on it. Like,
Y'all are freaky.
he was supposed to have a vagina. That was the production team's words.
So I'm probably gonna go with Alien Covenant. I like the design of that one. It was really scary, skinny, and they fast with it. They be jumping on ships and shit. Fuck you, Ivy. Doesn't matter what you have to say. So we have our sister Rain. She goes back. She takes that LimeWire download out of Andy's head, and they head to the ship. Oh, we done passed all of this. We already at Kate. She's dead. She's out of here.
She's done.
So
Thank God they put her out of her misery.
yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. Her death was kind of ass, but all of the obstacles that she went against was kind of fire.
I can live with her death being terrible. Just end it.
She was just sitting there. She just like having that shit play in your face. Like she was just like, "Y'all, I need you to back up. I know you came out of me, but back your ass up."
Yeah, nah, she seen that motherfucker come out of her. Oh no, get that motherfucker away from me.
That damn egg. But also like the fact that it was blood, which was made like acid that was still in that shell.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this was a dope Alien Resurrection reference. Sorry, Ivy. When Ripley cut her hand and she threw her blood on the ship, which got that creature out of there. So it's kind of similar. Rain kind of did something similar. But I will say I love how this film took the audio out when she went down in the ship and when she was in space.
Mm-hmm. I like that
thought
too.
that shit
Yeah.
was fire. I said,
Yeah, I agree.
my nigga, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, did my hearing go out? Nah,
That's how I
it's a
did.
movie.
They did that when Kay screamed too. Like when she first seen the whatever the fuck it was pop out of the girl's chest in the
Yes.
what she did when they dropped the audio out and let her scream, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I like, bro, that bitch yelling.
She had a great scream.
Yeah,
Like
that
on my
went
second
crazy.
watch, I was just like, that was like a really good scream. I know that's kind of a silly thing to say, but I was like, okay, that was nice.
I mean,
Nah,
she a
because
scream queen.
I would say I wouldn't mind seeing her in a slasher. She got to die though to scream like that, but
Or witness to death. She can't just be like Shorty from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
she could, which is also in the works. But
They won't be back though.
anyway, we don't know that. They're in talks. But we see obviously Rain was able to send this creature out into space. Chris, what did you think about this defeat of the creature?
I mean, I feel like it was probably the only way that she would be able to defeat it. The gun ran out of ammo. The ice thing, I keep calling it the ice gun. That probably is only going to slow it down. So I mean, I feel like realistically, and I'm saying that like I know we're talking about an alien film, but just within the context of the film, I feel like realistically that was probably the only way that she would be able to defeat it. I thought it was pretty clever because I guess like that's what she was doing, which was pushing the levers down. So she was thinking ahead. So she was a smart girl, like really smart, really resourceful. So I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was silly or anything or goofy.
Right. I was realizing I had asked you about when she was fighting the creature, but you talked about the elevator there, the elevator scene where
Mhm.
she was, which is also fire, and I accidentally went over that, or we didn't get to go over that, but I definitely,
Mhm.
I think that scene was fire of her actually trying to go up the steps when the gravity was
Mhm.
no longer available, and then also the acid and
Mhm.
shit. But you get the scene of the alien in her face, similar to
Mhm.
Ripley.
Yep.
So I think that was a really dope callback. And so, because at first I was like, why the alien saving her? And I'm like, oh, there go a face hugger right there.
You know what scene that reminded me of? Do you remember Anaconda? Well, except it didn't save
Yes.
her, but same,
Not,
yeah,
yeah.
same.
Concept, yeah.
Yeah, because it wrapped around her. And I was just
Mhm.
like, hey, where your gun at, bitch? But nah, this scene was definitely intense. Because I was just thinking, I was like, somebody's probably thinking, like, why would the alien save her? And I'm like, and I love how they had the face huggers
Mhm.
jumping up in different scenes to where it's just like, okay, you are running from these aliens, but you also have an army of face huggers still
Yep.
chasing you. So we got 3 different creatures in this movie.
Would a face hugger grab a xenomorph?
I don't
No?
think so. I don't think so. I don't think they attack each other. That's like the
Mm.
only thing that they don't attack. I
Yeah.
believe.
But are they each other?
I mean, when Ripley had that queen inside of her, the alien could have killed her, but it smelt the queen's presence, so then it didn't kill her. And that was in Alien 3.
Mm.
Granted, it might have been because it's a queen, but if it's 2 different kind of DNAs of like they different gangs, like that ain't my queen, so fuck that bitch. But they probably unified for real.
Mm.
Because the only time you really see them going at each other is Alien Resurrection, but I don't know if that was planned or not. Probably could have been planned. But was there any, and then we pretty much obviously get to the end. Rain was able to defeat this creature and take her ass to sleep. Was there any scene that y'all wanted to discuss or go over?
I have one. I feel like the scene that's been kind of talked about the most when Andy was like, get away from her, and then he had that long pause and called her a bitch. To me, that didn't really hit that hard, but if he gave a dad joke, that would have been fire. I feel like that was a missed opportunity, and I think that was like an opportunity to where Fida, I feel like Feta, is it Fida?
Fede.
Fede, I feel like that was an opportunity to where he should have made the film his own instead of just like kind of the fan service and like wanting to pay homage, because like he would have thrown that dad joke in, like that would have been, at least that would have hit for me harder than him just calling her the bitch. Like that was like, okay, like that was it was a little bit too on the nose for me. But again, a film full of like fan service, I get it, but I think that was an opportunity that he could have really just like that would have just like came full circle and he just kept doing the dad joke. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity. And I feel like it was kind of divisive. Some people liked that, other people thought it was a little cheesy, so it was a little divisive. I just think it was more so a missed opportunity. It didn't take me out of it, but I think that it could have really hit harder.
I mean, Ripley's didn't really hit. Just being honest, like
It did.
I
thought so.
it didn't to me though, because I was just like, because you remember I knew Scream 2 first, so going to it, which I know the first person said it right, Randy said it wrong, and I'm like,
I believe it. Stay away from her, you bitch. No, nigga.
yeah, I
Get
was
your ass
like,
out of here.
I'm just saying it.
Yeah. Fuck Jason.
And
The scene hard. The
that
scene,
line
but the scene is hard, but I don't like the line.
it might, well, you said you didn't like when Ripley said it, but it might need like a woman to say it, because even with Randy saying it, like I feel like woman to woman might just hit a little bit harder. A man saying it's a little sassy.
I mean, I ain't tripping on it. I'm saying more so when I see her, even when I see her do it, I'm just like,
Yeah,
but I get it's not Asa La Vista, baby. Like, what are we saying? What are we doing here?
Hold on.
What? I'm just saying.
It's Ripley going against a queen alien.
And this nigga was going against he was going against an alien too. Fuck you mean?
Nah, look.
Yeah, Ripley kind of coming crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Ripley's was fire.
Yeah,
like she
it was kind of
like,
crazy.
You're not getting nothing off that chip, Jason.
I was
in a transformer. Man,
Yo,
fuck out of here.
Nah, because that's one of the top scenes from the franchise, in my opinion.
I agree.
And I'm gonna ask y'all top scenes for sure, because I'm just like, that one right there, that carries a lot of weight, like, in my opinion. But we gonna get there. Chris, I can understand why people was mad at it. I'm not gonna lie. When he said it, the delay kind of fucked up the groove. The delay didn't help. I'm like, is you gonna say bitch or you gonna stutter? And then he said it, and I was just like, all right. But I can understand why people probably thought that was kind of corny.
I feel like
liked
the
it, though.
delay fit with the character because he had been kind of stuttering the whole film, so it kind of fit with the character. So the acting was fine. Like for me, I felt that was actually great acting. It just it was a little too on the nose, personally, for me.
But I feel like sometimes when you say the word bitch, it gives you a level of confidence to where your speech is fixed in that moment.
You gotta say it right though.
You gotta say it
even
right.
the stutter.
Why do you say?
But bitch, like that would have been hard. He would have shot the alien one of them, but like he from the UK, so he wasn't gonna have that in him no way.
Honestly, if he would have like not started with it, then it may have hit harder. I'm with you, Jazz. It might be the pause.
He should have. Okay, that would have been hard. Him would have fixing his speech to say you bitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that nigga stood on every other word, but you bitch, he got that one.
Yo, that would have been kind of fine. That would have done it for me.
Time out. Jason, do that again.
What's up? Bitch. Oh, bitch.
Sound like Debo saying bitch.
Imagine if imagine if Debo had a speech impediment. He was like, like he was like, I get it. He can fight. Well, Mike Tyson got one. I take that back. Never mind.
Yeah. Man, my nigga got a lisp, a hard lisp too.
Y'all talking shit.
I think the mother.
Hey, you shouldn't have been talking shit. But Jason or Ivy, did y'all have any scenes that y'all wanted to discuss or go over?
Damn, this nigga's tonsils on the pipe. What if you don't get your ass up?
Right. Fuck out of here. Trying to do a damn dentist commercial. Nigga, we better get some sponsorship.
Nah, I don't have anything.
Okay. But I do want to ask y'all 3 favorite scenes from the franchise. So I'm gonna start with you first, Jason.
When Ripley, I guess when Ripley and the guy they boned and he died immediately after.
That's some hater shit.
Of course, in Alien versus Predator Requiem, when they blew up the Earth, and these people just randomly found a spaceship to get into to go away. That was in a helicopter. They made to the soldiers. They're like, that's what they told us to do. I'm sorry. But yeah, that was hard. I'm trying to think. Ripley. I don't know. Well, of course, the original, the chest, him busting out the chest in the first movie. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see.
Okay. Ivy, you got a top 3 favorite scenes?
Tom Skerritt getting killed. Because he just gets to drop on that nigga. It's the funniest shit in the world because he had a flamethrower. And the nigga just reaches out his hands. I'm like, God damn, he did. Like, he's done. He's done. OG chest versus scene is hilarious, especially with Ian Holmes like, wait, don't kill him. My last one. This is when we keep talking about the nigga who's busting out the back. No one ever talks about how my dude finally threw up blood out of his nose and mouth and threw up a whole little neomorph.
Outside?
I said, yo, but I'm like, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Because he threw that nigga up. I'm like, wow. I'm like, yeah. I thought my mind said, hey, maybe he lived through, and I said, nah, that's a lot of blood. He's done. I'm like, go ahead and take that eternal nap from me, my boy. It's done. You out of there.
Them niggas out there on their planet with no helmet on, bro. They were just out there living. Ain't checked the air or nothing.
Now they checked the air.
Nah, they checked it on the monitors. They ain't give it nothing. Like, they ain't go out there to see how this shit gonna be for nothing. You gotta go out there and die. Like, man.
Chris, you got your favorite 3?
I'm gonna go with the chest buster. I mean, that's an iconic scene. I'm gonna go. I get the movies mixed up. I want to say it may have been. It's either 3 or 4, but you may have seen the
Please
GIF
don't.
when the what? You know what I'm going with?
I don't know.
Speak your piece, sir.
But it's the one when Ripley's like up against the wall and the xenomorph is like real close to her and
Alien 3.
drooling.
Alien 3.
Okay, thank you. That's a great one. And then 3, you know what? I'm gonna go when the scene with Environmentalist when like the humanoid like stands up and he's like full showing his full length pause. That's crazy. But his full like he's standing up. Chill, Chad. I was trying to figure out a way to word that differently, but I couldn't. He stands up, and you see how tall he is. Like that whole scene. I like that scene. So those are probably my 3 favorite.
Okay.
Mr. Morgan's looking ass nigga.
I will say my 3 is going to be Ripley fighting the Queen Alien. I thought that was fire. I love the face hugger chase scene in this. That it was creepy as hell, and that scene in the trailer just had me fall completely in love with this. And then I'm gonna say Karen was I got 2 that was kind of the same, but the scene where dude has a creature busting out of his back in Covenant. And I'm gonna say Shaw when she performed that C-section on herself.
That's a close one. The Shaw one
Because
was really
like
good.
you see it come out, and I feel like the only time you actually saw it in that kind of manner is Ripley when she was having her nightmares in Aliens. But in this, you just like, bitch, get it out of there. So, and she did, and we saw what came out of her.
She made a beautiful a beautiful deacon.
Okay. But Chris, you had a question that you wanted to ask the group.
Yeah, like where does Alien rank on the totem pole of horror franchises? For me personally, it's top 3. I have it, no lower than 3rd, with only Halloween and Scream above it. So I was just curious on like where others see this franchise in terms of
You said franchise?
Yeah, franchise.
I got my exact ranking is yours. It's the mix of top 3 with Halloween and Scream.
Okay.
Mine is going. Oh, I'm sorry, Ivy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say even one thing. As much as I personally don't like certain movies of that thing, I will not be upset. Anybody that just casually enjoys them is like, hey, if you like Resurrection, I'm gonna make fun of you for it. But I'm like, I get there's pieces of them like I get why people like this. It's you don't get that with many other franchises. Like I get Alien 3 depending on the cut. I get AVP. It's just those aren't my personal taste. But also come to find out I like Prometheus and Covenant more than most do. Even with its flaws, I probably those before Romulus came out, those probably my 2 favorite that weren't the first 2. That weren't the first 2, those are my 2 favorites.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there's something here for everybody in that entire franchise. We're going to get that with Halloween and Scream.
Even Scream, okay.
Yeah, those are only 2 that you get that are with it. There's something there for everybody.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
I will say mine is going to be, and Aliens is probably number 2. I'm gonna say Scream, Aliens, and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, I'll put that 4th. Nightmare will be 4th for me, but it's definitely in that combo for sure.
Okay, Jason, you got yours?
I don't, and now this is why. I know. So when watching it, I get why we would classify it as a horror movie. I get it. I just don't see it that way.
It's because
I get it.
Can I explain why?
No.
Let
me finish. No, let me finish.
Right.
So
I got you.
I don't. Now, I can see this being, in my opinion, the best franchise of all time. Not just a franchise. Like anything you put out there, I think is the best franchise. Action movie, you got the action, you got the horror, you got the romance, it got an icon of a character who is mimicked through so many different things. shit, you can. I don't think. Well, yeah, you can almost say shit. Well, James Cameron was involved with number 2, right? Not number 1.
It was number 2.
Okay, I was gonna say shit. You can damn near say shit. Terminator is mimicked off of Ripley, or it mimicked off like a hybrid, but that just may have been just what 80s were. But yeah, no, I think that's the number 1 franchise. I don't think there's a body of work where each one of them, even if not connected, they can be connected, or you can do whatever you want to, and just going through the story or the lore, like. A lot of the franchises kind of fall off. Some like everything can't be great all the time. But I think that Alien doesn't miss more than a lot of the other franchises where I feel like where people can get really divisive. Like I'm new to it, so it's kind of different for me to say like the Prometheus and Covenant type thing. Like I don't see what the argument or issue with it. It is a bit weird, but it also kind of tells you the beginning, and there has to be, you see the end, so you got to know where the beginning comes from. So you can kind of insert anything in it, and you can connect it or not connect it if you don't want to, and it can be its own thing. But it's pretty dope. It's a pretty dope franchise, and I definitely say it's the top franchise. I wouldn't put it in my horror. I wouldn't put it in horror for me personally. I get why people would, but I wouldn't put it in horror. Just as that's the best franchise out there.
Jason, just to your point, the reason why I would consider it horror is because, well, 2 things. I think it definitely it dips in and out of horror. Like Aliens to me is an action film. Aliens, like that, I don't even consider that one horror. And then I would say Covenant kind of leans more into the sci-fi. So I can see what you're saying to where it's not straight up horror. And the reason why I would still categorize it as horror is because Alien 1 is 100% sci-fi horror, in my opinion. I think it definitely leans into like just that, the claustrophobia, like the fear, like it kind of like puts me, even though it came out before, it kind of reminds me of The Thing, or I guess you could say The Thing reminds me of Alien. But no, it definitely like dabbles in and out, and especially if you get to AVP, those are action films. Like that's not horror at all.
Those like it felt like Mortal Kombat to me when I watched. Like,
yeah,
oh shit, it's like
it's funny because they're both directed by Paul W.S. Anderson.
Makes sense. That shit feels just like Mortal Kombat. I was like, man, what is this? Is Mortal Kombat now? Hey, but they running down the hall looking like Shao Kahn and goddamn Goro. I'm like, god damn. But yeah, I'm not mad at people putting it in there, but I guess for me it's more like sci-fi thriller, which you can they kind of toe the line with what is and what isn't, so you can kind of go back and forth between it. But yeah.
Best franchise. When I recommend, because at first when when Jazz and I peer pressured into watching, like when you was watching the first couple of ones, it seemed like you weren't really feeling that at first. So I'm like, damn, I've been gassing this, because to me, I feel like I'm like, damn, he kind of think it's like kind of average, but to me, I feel like Alien is in the conversation of the best horror film of all time. Like that.
There's a reason I love Alien over Aliens, and that's probably why.
Yeah, like Alien is like is comfortably a top 5 horror, maybe top 3 for me. Like definitely strongly top 3 horror film actually. So what's up?
I'm sorry, finish your thought because I want to piggyback off of you.
No, that's it. I'm just rambling at this point.
I was gonna say Jason was ready to kill us.
He was.
He was so ready. He was waiting for the downfall of this franchise to be like, y'all gas this. And then as Jason's watching, he's like, yo, that nigga Bishop, this nigga Ash, what? Ripley got a baby alien in her. And I'm sitting here like, so how you feeling? How you feeling? Oh, I'm hooked. Oh, this is my shit. Y'all was right.
Because Jason, I don't really call like, there's not that many like classic horror films. I don't usually use classic like too much. But yeah, I feel like Alien is definitely a classic. I'm not going. Aliens is. I would say Aliens is too, just because like it's a great follow-up sequel. But this is definitely like one of those franchises that like it's a must-watch. When you said you had it, I'm like, nah, you gotta watch this. Like this is
so. Yeah. Damn, what was that? Damn, I had my thought prior to Jazz thought. Alien. Anyway, Jazz, or for the crew, better sequel, Scream 2 or Aliens 2 or Aliens?
I got my answer. Unless Jazz want to go, I'm actually gonna say Scream 2. I'm gonna say Scream 2.
only because Aliens. Well, two reasons. Aliens leans more into action. You know, action is not my bag, and also Valdez. They had her in brown face.
Yeah, I figured she was
That's like,
white.
yeah, that's a white woman. Yeah, that's a white woman. So I mean, it was the 80s, but
And she was
even
trash.
yeah, but even
shout out to Johnny Five.
but even aside from that, I kind of like. I think Scream 2 is I mean, it's just a great sequel. I mean, they're both excellent, but I would say Scream 2. Scream 2 might be, if not a 5.5, 5 out of 5, then a 4.5 out of 5. It's up there for me.
Damn, that's tough. God,
It
I
is
hate
tough.
I hate these sequel questions because I feel like I'm betraying the other movie. I'm going to go, and this is not me betraying my cult squad. I'm gonna go with Aliens. Because the thing is, you only had one in the first one, and then the second one, they was just like, oh, we about to give y'all a bunch of shit. We about to give you the whole nest, the queen, all of that. And then one of the most epic scenes from the franchise, Ripley going against the alien queen. So, like, in my opinion, I think I understand the suspense and everything that Alien 1 brought, but I feel like Aliens, they like ramped it up. They was just like, okay, we're going to increase these stakes for our characters. When you see Bishop get torn in half by the queen because you thought that bitch was dead, and you like, oh, so y'all, I thought we was good. I thought we was about to bounce. And so you kind of got that extra fight at the end, which a lot of the other sequels was able to incorporate. And so I'm gonna say Aliens, Jason. I say all of that to say Aliens, but I'm not betraying Scream.
Gotcha. Cool. I was just curious, and I was looking. I said, this is a pretty
Is
good
Ivy
sequel.
still there? Or is
Yeah, I'm here.
Samuel?
This nigga.
Which sequel you voting for?
Scream 2.
All right, so I'm alone. Okay, Jason, what about you? Don't leave me on this island by myself.
I'm not gonna be.
I might ride with Aliens.
I'm not super high on Aliens, but that's just me.
Yes,
It's a good movie. I prefer Clear and Cut. I prefer Alien over Aliens.
That's for sure.
That's been me since I first saw both of them. Like, I prefer Alien over Aliens.
Since we talking about the rankings, y'all knew this was coming. Your franchise rankings out of, and the question that when I sent y'all, I was just thinking of these 7 movies, but some of y'all probably included Alien versus Predator. So if so, go ahead and include those. Ivy, let me start with you first. Your ranking from all, what I guess it would be 9 movies.
I'm not doing it. I'm not putting Alien and AVP in that mess.
Then don't put it in there. Then what do you have for your 7 movies?
I will go Alien, Romulus, Aliens. Then I will go Prometheus, 3, Covenant, Resurrection.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
We said we're doing the full franchise.
You can include Alien versus Predator if you want to. Ivy did not, but if you want to include them in yours, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna include it. I'm gonna go Alien 1. Alien 3 is gonna be second.
Nigga love that. He love number 3s. That's
I do. I don't know why. I really had a good time with that movie. So I'm gonna go Alien 1.
Scream 3. All right, man.
I fuck with Scream 3.
Let's not do this. Ivy.
All right, man. Y'all got it.
Go ahead, Chris.
Well, first off, Scream 3 grew on me. Let me say that. Like, at first, I disliked it. I'm gonna get back to it, Jazz, but I'm just saying.
Taught me how to hate.
But I'm gonna say Alien 1. I'm gonna say Alien 3. Romulus is gonna be 3rd. Aliens is gonna be 4th. AVP is gonna be 5th. I'm gonna put Prometheus 6. What am I forgetting? Resurrection 7, and then I'm gonna put Covenant last.
Where Requiem at? You didn't rank that one?
Did I say? Oh yeah, no. Hey, yeah, Requiem. That's gonna be last. Actually, excuse me.
About to say, don't you put that low grading color movie? no lighting. Don't you put that above anything?
That's the only one that I would say is actually probably not a good movie. It's entertaining because it's like, you know, I love Predators, but it's not necessarily a good movie.
That's a horrible movie.
It's just like all it's
great third act though. Great third act.
Yeah,
I wish I could see it. I couldn't see shit.
Jason, what's your list look
the
like?
niggas that made Scream 4 did it.
Scream 4 wasn't. You know what?
He got that little filter on it.
Come on.
Like somebody just took a tub of Vaseline and just poured it on the camera.
I guess so first would be Alien. I guess Romulus would be 2.
Ooh, okay.
3. I'd probably go Alien 2. Alien 2. I really like the Prometheus and Covenant. I hate Shaw. I really hate Shaw, but I really enjoy their movies. So they can have those 2 spots.
Still on Shaw,
bro. What is it? Oh, Alien versus Predator. Then I'll do 3, 4, and then Requiem.
Okay. For me, I am going Aliens, AlienRomulus, Alien, Prometheus, Covenant.
Aliens is number 1.
Can I finish my list?
And you going top to bottom to top?
Oh no, I know which order I'm going in, which is favorite to least favorite. Now I done lost where I was at.
You said Aliens, Romulus, Alien. You're number 4.
Okay, thank you, Chris, my brother. Prometheus, Covenant, Resurrection, Alien 3, Alien versus Predator, and Alien versus Predator 2. That is my list.
So y'all didn't really like AVP?
I did. It's better than 3 and 4.
I don't think to me it's not. I enjoy Alien Resurrection, even though y'all didn't fuck with it.
No, I like Alien Resurrection
because I think I saw that in theaters, but let me just double check that it tracks.
When I was watching, I said, man, I've seen this movie before.
I did not see that shit in theaters.
But then that ugly ass alien at the end is why I thought it was a different movie.
I was genuinely gonna ask how old you were. I'm like, I know the fuck you were.
I seen Scream 2 in theaters. Like,
what year did that drop?
They both dropped in 97.
I didn't see either one of them in theaters.
And I got dropped off to go to the movies.
Oh my god! They would let y'all do anything. Because
Chase is a psycho.
You were like 7.
Oh my god, niggas, man.
I was 7. I was born in 90, so it came out with 97, right? Yeah. I got dropped off to go see Scream 3.
Damn.
I didn't see any of those in theaters. I
got dropped off to see H2O. Like, I used to be at the movies.
Damn. I mean, Scream 3 and H2O, because that's in the 2000s, so I can understand that. But a 7-year-old at the movies by themselves is kind of wild.
I was with my cousin. I was with my cousin.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you were by yourself.
Well, shit, now that I think about it, because I was dropped off to see Titanic, and that also dropped in 97. So there is a possibility that I was dropped off to see Alien Resurrection. I just don't remember seeing it in theaters. So I'm going to say that I didn't.
I think Speed was the first movie I can remembering seeing in theaters.
And that's probably when you fell in love with Sandra Bullock.
You might be right.
Hey.
Anyway,
Sandra Bullock is one of the ones. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, well, let's. Shit,
she is.
Fellas. All right, Jason, you'll take the show from here as I get together our what did you think those?
Well, yes, we're at the end of not end of the episode, but of course, the dying question that we are here for. Was it good though? I'm gonna start with you, Ivy, sir.
It's a classic.
Damn, it's a classic.
I'm about to buy that shit.
I'm gonna ask you after this. Chris, was it good though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing. Jazz, was it good though?
Man, yes. Can I fan out real quick? I'm not gonna lie, since I saw it on the Thursday that it dropped, I knew neither one of y'all had saw it yet because y'all was probably at work and shit, and I was like, I need somebody to talk to, but there was nobody there, so I was just... Actually, I saw this when I was in Charlotte, so when I went back to my parents' house, my dad was like, how was the movie? I fanned out in front of him. He had no idea what the fuck I was talking about for real, but he listened.
Well,
he engaged.
No, I didn't. I seen it Friday, the day after.
because I think Chris saw it that Friday too.
Yeah, I saw
And
it Friday. Yeah.
Ivy, I think, did you see it that Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Ivy saw it that Thursday because Ivy was texting me, was just like, Jazz, you see this shit? I said, save it for the episode. I don't want to talk to nobody who I'm going to be reviewing it with ahead of time. I said, nope. Mm-mm.
What would y'all give it out of 10?
I personally would give it, I'm going to give it a 9. Okay. This movie is in my top favorite movies that dropped this year.
Okay.
So I was going to mention that. So movies that have like these monster figures or like this big immediate threat have been really amazing movies. And I'm thinking, because I'm just thinking, I had seen a thing on the internet. I got to make sure I pull it back up, but I know for sure we talked about this. And then like last year, one of the best movies that came out was Godzilla. Mm-hmm. And hold on, let me see, pull it back up. Oh shoot, my bad, y'all. I gotta get past the porn first. Hold on.
I was like, I know I didn't finish that bottle of wine. All that porn on your phone. Nasty, freaky ass nigga.
Hey man, it's my bookmarks. Nobody ever see this. What's me?
So Ivy, you didn't get no popcorn bowl either. I'm sick.
Okay, here.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Okay, the movies. Okay, so movies with, I guess these the different. So you got, it said the creator. It had Prey, Godzilla -1, and then of course this movie. Just saying how these movies did pretty well with they were talking about low budgets, but I was just thinking like, damn, these movies also had like some kind of threat that you kind of following. But yeah.
That's definitely dope. But we have a few, what did you think those? This is the segment of the opposite of the podcast where we pretty much post and share your comments that you thought about the movie. Y'all, the people that comment on the post. Math Teacher Movies said half was exceptional. The other half was silly, dumb pants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw like a lot of mixed reviews when it came to this. It's Too Something responded fire, although you can kind of see where it was headed with the creature at the end. I didn't know Sis was gonna have that kind of creature with no dick, but I kind of felt like something was gonna happen with her. I kind of felt like it was gonna end on a note of like, oh, they're gonna die wherever they going, kind of like Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
Because Daniel's she didn't really win. Covenant, the villain, won.
Yeah.
Man.
That nigga
David was over here like,
yeah,
eggs.
A nigga watch her dreams, so you still believe, don't you?
So do y'all think they kind of did a similar relation between Rain and Andy, because they were talking about her seeing the sunset, which is similar to Daniel's and Walter, of him helping her build her house. She probably would have had him build that shit himself because he was an android.
Man, that nigga fucked her over. No, you don't remember. You don't remember though.
Yo, why would you wait till you in the capsule for memories? Walter, that's not my name, bitch. This is David.
He got you, bitch.
Another one, Culture Couch. Great setup, poor execution. Ending was dreadful, and I have no idea why people are loving it. Just felt like Resurrection all over again. Andy was amazing, though.
Felt like Resurrection.
I don't know.
Maybe the water reminded me of Resurrection, and there were some moments where it got dark, but I don't know about that. These people, man, these people are nitpicking. I got it when people say stuff like this, and I listen. People can like what they like. I ain't gonna tell them to change their mind, but I have to see like what do you consider good? You know, when people are like real nitpicking and hating, like let's talk about what you like, because I got to see like what are you impressed by? Because I feel like sometimes people just be a little nitpicky.
Basically, Chris might try to fight you for real, but Bigly Grand Shigley said it was brilliant. And also the Twice Dead King said fire. With the other more recent films in the franchise, feels like it came full circle and they're almost ready to close the story / start a new one. And that's kind of the vibes that I felt from this as well, because this movie felt like it referenced all of them. which is the first time we kind of saw that. And so as somebody that's like a big fan of the franchise, I was in the movie theaters geeking the fuck out. I was excited to see a Ash version of the android. And I know you guys said that you weren't too much of a fan of it, but when they introduced him at first, his face was kind of shadowy. And I'm like, nigga, is that David? Oh, wait, I know that's not Ash. And then when you reveal it, I said, don't trust this bitch. Don't trust this bitch. He can't be trusted. So like just seeing all of that, it made the rewatch prior to this a lot more fun for me. I was fanning out like a motherfucker. I was like, niggas, Prometheus. But yes, those are all of our, what did you think those?
Got you. So do y'all think they should do like a trilogy with this one, or continue with this story, or should they just go to a different timeline, do something different?
Don't restart it. I wouldn't be mad at an Alien versus Predator with both of this writer and Prey's writer. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I would prefer that. I feel like Wayne's story, and Andy, I'm cool with them concluding. If anything, I would like to see either. Well, you could have like both the AVP, because that could be separate, and that could be like a separate timeline, and also a continuation of Covenant, because that did end on a cliffhanger. So I don't know if that story was just done, but I would definitely like to see that.
It did kind of end on a cliffhanger, because I think that nigga destroyed one. That nigga was destroying planets, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, David pretty evil.
Pretty evil, nigga. You said that like he that nigga Freezer. Like what?
He wasn't screaming out, kill the monkeys.
He was in his head.
He was calling him something else.
He was so
mad.
He was so mad at Charlie. He said, why'd they create you? He like, what difference do it make? He said, because we could. He says, imagine if you talk to your creator and they said that to you. How would you feel? It was like, nigga, okay. It don't matter. I'm finna kill this nigga. I gotta kill this nigga.
David was wild, because David was just like, you can die, but you created me not to die. So basically, you want what your creation contains. As soon as my android say some shit like that, I'm like, all right, we gotta plug him. We gotta take his batteries out. He got to go. He's thinking too smart. Nah. But our Link of Thrones, we almost at the finish line, fellas. Chris, do you have your Link of Thrones?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with I'll go with the star, Kelly Spaney. She was also in Civil War, which I enjoyed. I thought she was really good in that. She's having herself a nice run. She was also in Priscilla, so she slowly. I mean, we might gotta talk about her as say what.
I said, all right, brother. Don't be just running through her fucking cast list.
I ain't going. Okay, I'm just giving her flowers, saying that she's on a run. But since niggas is rushing me off stage, she was in Civil War, and is that good enough for you, Jason? Is that good? You yanking me off stage, niggas, man. All right, bro. All right.
Ivy, do you have your Link of Thrones, or are you asleep?
You know, I forgot to do the Link of Thrones.
All right. Nah, nigga, go Google that shit while we go to Jason. Jason, who is your Link of Thrones?
I'm gonna go with Spike Fern. He played Vandal in The Batman.
He played Batman. Yo, that's disgusting. Don't ever do that again.
What?
I am going to go with Kate, Isabel Merced.
Mercad.
Whatever. She was in Madam Web, which was what?
Trash.
Shout out to these folks for having multiple movies drop this year.
That nigga Tyler was in Morbius.
Trash.
Shout out to them for getting extra roles after some of these bad movies.
Sometimes it be the script, and Madam Web was definitely the script.
Yeah.
It was the thought process to make that movie. That's the problem.
Yeah, that too. That movie never should have been made, respectfully.
I was excited.
Did you get yours? No, you wouldn't.
I will shout out Isabel Merced, not for a movie, but the first time I ever saw her in this in shit is if you guys like have children or whatever. I have younger sisters, so we used to come on a lot when I was in college and spend time. She had the show called 100 Things to Do Before High School. It is unironically a very entertaining show, genuinely. So that's one. That's what just comes to mind. Or if you want a movie, hey, that weak ass Transformers movie.
You gotta pick.
She's gonna be in the last one.
You gotta pick a different person because I picked
Hey,
her already.
it's like 5 niggas in this movie. I don't know.
I
Two
know.
and other niggas.
You got two
You
other
got
niggas you
Dave.
can pick from.
Man,
You
man,
got David Johnson right there.
David, whatever Top Boy universe he's in. He
He's
only
not
got
in-
like 2 movies. Like, what the fuck?
He got a movie on Hulu right now, which is actually pretty fire.
I ain't got a TV show this I mean I hear pretty good. I don't
I
Hey,
ain't
but
seen-
hey, Dog was acting though.
He's
Like,
in the
he may not-
industry. He's in industry too, which I need to start. So that's gonna
Man.
be your. So that's gonna be your person, Ivy. We're gonna give you David. Which project?
Yeah, just give me the black man. Whatever Rye Lane is. Bro, who is this nigga for real?
It
You
was
should-
a
you
really
should.
good movie.
Who is this nigga?
hey, hold on. Dog was acting, bro.
He
Like,
was acting his ass
like,
off, but just who is this nigga?
Yeah, we just don't know him yet.
Nah,
David
we
Johnson.
know him.
David
We-
Johnson. That's who
Y'all
he is.
don't know him. I know that nigga's very talented.
I gotta
And
ask the British homies. Say, yo, put me on.
Pause. But this was episode 116, Alien Romulus. I would just like to thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ivy, for coming on and chatting with us, talking about this amazing film of the year. I don't think I have anything else. Appreciate y'all for still listening, checking in, coming, chatting with us on the socials and through the text threads and all these different things. You got some Jazz like you was to say something?
Nah, you got it.
Okay, yeah, no, man. So, I think that's the end of this, man. And this is the Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And until next time, deuces.
Cheers.
On my computer.
We got like 3.
Hey,
We
man,
got
this would be
video.
a crazy horror thing. Like, damn, I seen him in one angle. You got it another.
Nigga, that unfriended, like, oh.
Yeah, I remember.
I know. Oh, I never watched it.
If you just want a shitty movie to watch for fun, yeah,
It's
go ahead.
pretty entertaining.
Go
Both
put that
of
on your
them.
list. You're not. Don't expect a good movie, but if you want to just see some bullshit for real, go ahead. Go put that on. Put that on real quick.
I think the best
I'm
one they
pretty sure-
did, that what's the cop movie was cool.
Which one? This nigga don't even know.
Nia Long, the movie with Nia Long and Storm Reed.
Oh, Missing.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good one like that.
All those
I-
movies, it's just you take them for what they are. They're very low budget. They don't try with the story for real, but it's gonna be a good time.
That one did though. That's what I'm saying. Missing actually did have a story, right? You think so, James?
Yeah,